Welcome. We're Table Goth, a group of tabletop gaming enthusiasts and gothic aficionados. We're here to play Chapter 3 of Fall of London.
Nice.
A chronicle that I write by my run, and I'm running it great, and they're doing a great job playing it. Like all World of Darkness stuff, we deal with some uncomfortable, sensitive issues because we're playing vampires and they're bad people. They don't even know who they are, but so far they seem like bad people. So we might do bad things, so take care of yourself if you need to. Otherwise, let's do intros, do recap, and then jump back into this stuff, starting with...
I am Ms. Petty Dreadful. I would be playing Alice Mockingdale. She is a Tremere.
I'm Metal Chocobos, and I'm playing Dr. Henry Banerjee. I'm Hakata.
I'm Mandy Morose. I'm playing Lady Catherine Montague, and she's a Ventru.
Yo, Bexy Bro, playing Tommy Smith. He is a Nosferatu.
I'm Bully, and once again I'll be playing London. And this is Fall of London.
Oh, shit.
All right,
Frickin'
recap
Deutsch.
time.
Yeah.
Last time, the coterie found themselves
Ja?
in the past, a memory, but perhaps not entirely accurate and not entirely their own. They joined Valerius in Victorian London to embrace the powerful mortal Lady Anne Bowsley, currently the city's prince. Other kindred had arrived to do the same, however. Representing Clan Venture, the coterie participated in a series of trials for the right to embrace her. Lady Catherine, though hesitant, won the trial of artistry, gave a stirringly powerful performance on a harp, finding herself whisked away to a different time when her apparent past lover, Angelique. Dr. Henry Banerjee, with some help from Alice, showed the group possessed superior knowledge and won the trial of intellect. Still wanting to have some fun, the La Sombra challenger, Captain Jonas Cardoza, still wanted a trial by combat, and Tommy agreed. Tommy narrowly bested the arrogant kindred, and Valerius embraced Lady Anne, as was his right. Back in 2012, the coterie negotiated with Queen Anne for her seal from Mithras. She agreed to give them the seal if they destroyed her sire and Mithras' betrayer, Valerius. She gave them access to weapons and arranged to have them pose as bodyguards to escort him from the city. Fully armed, they set up a trap with some explosives in the escort vehicles. The lady and the doctor went to pick up Valerius, but made themselves very suspicious to his bodyguards. But luckily, his bodyguards were working for Mithras and also wanted the traitor destroyed. Working together, they went to the second location, set off the bomb, and battled a severely damaged but still dangerous elder, Valerius. Nearing final death, he offered to work with the coterie, give them information about themselves and Mithras if they let him escape afterwards. Not all of the coterie seemed willing to hear him out, as he was brought to final death when Alice removed what was left from his head after Tommy's bullet found its mark. One of the bodyguards, Diane, survived the battle but was badly hurt. Coterie left with her, stole a car, and fled the scene, quickly being flooded with police. They may have been caught on camera in the process, and Diane tried to escape as they openly discussed whether she should live, but they ultimately let her go anyway after recapturing her. They delivered the good news to Queen Anne, who awarded them with the address of where the seal was kept. Their meeting was cut short by Operation Antigen. The vampire hunting agents launched a full-scale assault on Elysium at the Shard. Queen Anne and Lady Scarlett made their escape before the chaos, giving the coterie a small warning that the rest of the kindred were not afforded. They held off waves of Antigen's soldiers, though the doctor did sustain enough damage to go into torpor. They learned about an escape tunnel from one of Anne's ghouls and made their way out of the area. Servicing near the address of the seal, they decided to risk sunlight and go to the vault to grab the seal. Seeing many other items to investigate in the vault, including personal items of their lives and files on many of the kindred of the city, they decided to rest inside the vault for the day and hope for the best when they wake up.
Fingers crossed.
So, guys. I don't need that, that works. As we do when we wake up, let's do some rouse checks.
Easy.
Come on.
I'm hungrier.
That success
I
or
need to heal
fail?
first, right?
Which one?
For me to wake up.
Dude.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
okay.
You're in torpor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll still be in torpor. Though you can still heal.
He's pretty easy to feed on.
I don't taste good.
Does anyone want to try to heal any aggravated damage if they have any?
Not yet.
I probably shouldn't. So
Okay.
I won't.
Whoa, okay, new character.
New year, new you, right?
Yeah,
Can I
Herb
heal
would-
aggravated even though I'm in torpor?
I believe your body still heals.
Yeah, because like I'm only 3 hunger.
So you're gonna.
Maybe.
I mean, you can get more in torpor.
Can't. Can you?
He double torpor?
More toward?
like-
I don't remember, but I'll say for now because I'm like looking it up. If you want to try to heal, you can.
Alright.
Are you gonna do it?
Sir.
I'm thinking.
Well, think faster.
Just do it. You know you want to.
Alright.
But I'll say if
Okay.
this would result in a hunger torpor on top of your normal torpor, it'd be more difficult to bring you out of torpor.
Just a little more.
You threatened me?
Yes.
I'll let him do that before I.
Do you notice that Tasey's been copying my outfit? I don't think he's wearing black
Oh
shirts.
my gosh. We all have jackets on. So.
Only 1 hunger.
Great, man.
Okay. Heal one aggravated.
Dude, I've been wearing black shirts as Elijah
Yeah,
I've
new
never seen
character.
it.
way before.
As you guys stir in a very uncomfortable and not really familiar vault, you can already hear muffled gunshots coming from the other side of the thick door.
Am I up or am I still in torpor?
You're
You're in
still in
torpor.
torpor.
Okay, cool. Deal with it, guys.
After a few moments of this, it's silence. What would you guys like to do?
I can try to fix him if you guys can handle that, but
Right.
I'm gonna need to eat like right away after that.
Sounds like there's food on the other side.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna rouse to do my potency blood ritual that I
Okay.
just took.
You're gonna use a power you just remembered you had.
Yes.
How do you remember being able to do this? What happened in Alice Mockingdale's previous vampiric life where she was taught or used this ability?
I would assume she probably dropped and maybe Mithras or one of the other followers brought her back this way, another Tremere, and then taught her how to do it as well, or how to up her potency.
So yeah, what specific scene? Like paint the picture. What specifically goes through Alice's mind right now that she remembers, jogging her memory that she could once and probably still can't do this?
So maybe there's like a fight over, I don't know a lot of the Mithras stuff, like me personally.
Alice doesn't either.
So, well, I know, but you do. Okay, never mind.
I'm
There's
ready.
like, I would say she went down in a fight probably when she was like pretty young or newly kindred,
Okay.
and whoever, maybe her sire, who would also have been a follower, I would assume, would oh no, they'd be a higher potency anyway. So maybe like a friend she had, who was also a Tremere,
Perhaps a lover?
a lover, maybe a lover.
A specific lover that you've been given? Didn't you get a lover?
What?
I
Oh,
did.
she had
No,
one.
she
Okay.
has a lover.
Never mind.
No, all
I
I,
got
know, all I
confused about his
know,
lover, too.
all I know is Mithras. Everything I've had is Mithras. So
So,
that's the
Paint me a
the
scene.
tricky
seeing
thing.
him
I'm trying.
on the ground and failing, you see one of your friends actually. After a fight that maybe you got in with her, maybe something you're either trying to do, maybe is accidental. You know that scorpion blood ritual you can do is quite potent, sometimes dangerously so. Whatever happened in your training or instructions, maybe a friend, at least another student, is hurt. Remember, you're the one who did this. You worry that you might be in trouble for doing so. These people that you're training with, these aren't Mithras people.
Okay.
You wish they were, but you know you're here to learn and then to bring this back to Mithras.
Okay.
And you might have just fucked everything up by potentially killing or hurting one of their students. You sense this rigid structure to this training environment, something that you're not used to. But instead of being in trouble, this is an opportunity to teach you how to fix a mistake like this, as you're taught a ritual to temporarily increase the very potency, viscosity of your own blood, to tap into down the line of the blood that came well before you. To make yours just powerful enough where just one drink of it from someone of a weaker blood might be able to come back. This coming back to you, as the sounds of muffled gunshot stop. You're quickly performing this ritual, so go ahead and give me your rouse.
We're good.
You do not get hungrier.
I do
Your
not.
blood potency goes up by 1, which puts it at...
3.
Okay.
And then it is resolve versus plus blood sorcery. So,
Okay.
or wait, blood sorcery. Yep.
To see if the ritual is successful.
Yes. And I am trying to beat blood sorcery plus 2, so I'm trying to beat 5.
Okay.
Jesus. So that's going to be your willpower. We're going to go ahead and use again. Oh, you get
so close.
I know. And I get them all back for waking up, right? Or not all of them, but
Your fortitude or your composure or your resolve. Whichever's highest, you get that back in your willpower.
okay. So I beat it by 2, or by 1. No.
Your blood becomes more potent, stronger, thicker. So you cut your wrists, put it in his mouth. So you know he's going to have to drink from you, which is going to make you hungrier. What's your hunger at?
3.
Okay, so you're going to go up by 1 hunger.
That's fine.
You're going to go down by 2 hunger. As you see his eyes flutter open.
She also takes damage. Because doesn't he have a vicious bite?
That's my
I
client.
can
That's
hold it
my-
over.
Yeah, he's not biting her.
Oh, okay, okay.
She's literally just
Draining.
Oh,
putting
okay,
it in his
okay.
mouth.
Oh, okay.
I've seen him feed. There's no way.
Yeah,
I would.
you would never let that touch
Hurtful
you. Yeah.
kiss.
Yeah, the actual the fangs and the.
Ooh, but it
his-
tastes so good. I go for a bite.
I punch him.
I gotta
I
get
clock
this
him.
him.
I'm in torpor.
What are
Gotta
you
get
two
me
doing
a
while
bite.
this happens?
I'm going to start
Thanks,
moving
bud.
towards the
That's
vault
pretty cool.
door and kind of
Isn't it me?
opening it.
It's
Okay.
something.
I have a
fancy.
gun. I still have my rifle, pretty
Yeah.
sure, from last session.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You have the rifle. She still has her bag. Lady Catherine.
I'm trying to recall. Did I find anything related to me in the vault? Can I?
The ring.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have that on.
You gonna put it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn invisible.
You put the ring on.
Where the ring is Joe?
He goes. He starts opening the vault right as you're sort of brought up. And anything you two want to do?
If I'm waking up, oh, fuck. I see you open a vault, gunshots. I'm gonna fucking sense the unseen, or not sense the unseen passage and go invisible.
Is this a new one or something you
It's
had?
a new one.
All right. So, what scene do you remember from your past of you using this ability?
Multiple scenes. I imagine I used this power with Silence of Death to, this is how I, would grab my victims to feed off them. I would quietly approach them and
What victim?
use-
What did that look like?
one in particular, like a young man, walking home one night, took him in an alleyway, quietly, unseen, went behind him with my surgical anesthetics, put him down, fed off him, and I would repeat that process, bring him to my doctor's lab, and explore.
Okay. So, what about the specific power, though? I mean, you
Being quiet, being-
stalking often. Sensei, is this the one where you can? What is this?
I can move.
specifically
I
do?
can move. So I can.
You can-
Silence of
okay.
Death. I have to stay still.
So
but
you're
unseen.
used to staying, watching, quietly observing, looking for choice targets before you bring them back to experiment on them. But yeah, one having he wouldn't stay in one place for too long, but he was the perfect specimen, and you had been training, learning, experimenting with your blood and what it can do to be that silent stalker, but actually be able to stalk instead of just stand and wait. And yeah, first time you're able to sort of, it's exciting in a way, walk down a crowded street and no one see you or notice you at all. So you just have to avoid them weaving in and out like a shark almost, just following in the water before he got to a secluded area where you still invisible until the needle was in his neck. Yeah, remember that. And you guys see the doctor just sort of fade from your view.
If my doctor bag was near me, I would have grabbed that as well.
Yeah, so this is your first time seeing the vault.
Yeah.
But,
if I recognize
yeah,
my
you
bag,
would-
grab that and start to.
Yeah, you recognize an old, definitely older. Probably not something you would have used most recently. This is kind of an old school one where it's more
Right.
of a something that could be in a museum or something.
Okay,
but
cool.
You still know how to use them.
Thanks. Bye.
I'm gonna get behind Tommy
Can I get that?
and
Okay.
get ready to eat somebody.
Okay.
He said there's snacks.
You pull the latch. It's heavy, so you can't really swing it open, but you can start to push it open. And as soon as it opens a little bit, what's your hunger at? 3 or 4? Give me
Gladly.
a,
Give me a wits awareness.
No.
Give me resolve. Anything.
Right.
Intelligence.
Probably a composure resolve usually.
yeah, composure resolve.
Actually. 2, 4, 5.
As all of you can smell, no one else is at hunger 4, right? You are? Composure resolve.
Oh, baby.
Ooh.
So it's 2,
Mm-hmm.
but if it fails, she beast.
Bestial.
She bestie.
Three with the beast.
3 with the beast.
God, that's a cool album name. 3 with the
3 with the
bees.
beast.
So,
Could disturb
as the
someone.
smell of fresh blood, even those of you that aren't as hungry, it smells very appetizing. Come in, you see these two sort of prickle up a little bit, but you're able to keep your composure because of the other side you see armed men in suits, weapons trained on you, and as hungry as you are, you know it would be
Dumb.
quick torpor. And a familiar face of Lady Scarlett standing in front of them, eyebrows raised. No longer in her formal evening wear. She's wearing a well-tailored suit, still with that signature leather folder with a tablet inside, flanked by ghouls in suits, you would imagine. All around them, or on the floor at least, you can see still bleeding, dead, you assume antigen agents sprawled out in the room. Well, isn't this a fun surprise? Unfortunately, I am extremely busy, and we have minutes until the authorities respond to the gunfire. We need to destroy the contents of this vault. Present company not included, of course. Queen Anne had a hunch you might have be stuck here, so she allowed me the honor of risking my life to personally take care of this little matter. But you're the Heralds, after all. Survivors indeed. Reminds me, she pulls just a plain business card out of her folder. Tommy right there, so she hands it to you. A new contact number. The others were compromised should you need anything. In the meantime, I suggest you keep your heads down, lest you lose them. Elysiums and all large kindred gatherings are suspended until further notice. Now, my men need to burn the contents of this, and we will be on our way.
Thank you for your help.
I
As
grabbed
always.
mine.
She's looking at the ring on your hand. You're welcome.
Before we went to bed, I said I put my stuff in the bag, like the notes and stuff that I found that were mine. I just want to clarify that I have them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she sees you with the bag.
I have a bag. That's fine.
Yeah,
I've had a bag.
Yeah. The contents, please.
All I got is my stuff.
The contents, please. We do not have time. Open your bag right now.
Are you staring at me?
She steps aside for the rest of
Because
you
she's your
to go.
friend.
I think we all know she's not.
I open the bag.
Okay.
She pulls out Celsi.
Yeah, with this one, the ghoul just steps forward and takes the bag from you at this point. She goes in and she takes out all the papers. I'll tell you what, as a token of my generosity and a parting gift, I'll let you keep one file if there's a particular kindred you're especially curious about. Otherwise, it's too dangerous to have all this in one place in case it gets in the wrong hands. Quickly now.
Who all did we have in that file? Wasn't it mostly us?
No, there's a file on like,
So-
you would assume probably under every kindred in the city.
Okay.
You found your names, but
Gwenlyan's the hardest to track down, right?
Yeah, but we might have the Nosferatu helping us with that, right?
Then Sri Sansa?
What about Jimmy, the cabbie?
I mean, I feel like
No!
the underground Nosferatu is going to be like impossible to find.
Okay,
it
then let's
seemed
take
like.
Richard.
Yeah, Richard DeWalt.
She also had blackmail on him, so actually his
yeah.
file is probably...
Because we know that he's like a very complex
Yeah.
layer under the ground that's going to be really hard to
Richard
find.
DeWard, good choice. She'll hand that file back to you. The rest just sort of tosses on the floor in the vault. All right, out.
So all my notes are gone.
No, you can keep your book.
Like your stuff.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's
So
still
the
stuff.
file on you don't have,
That's fine.
but you're like you had a book.
The thing
Yes.
that I wrote. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I wanted. I don't
So
care
your
what
personal
she has.
effects, she seems fine with.
Okay.
She just doesn't want, should something happen to you guys, and the authorities
Bunch of
now
info,
have a
yeah.
file cabinet on all the kindred.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But she let you
Yeah.
keep one. Okay, so
I had to do a rouse check for unseen. Good.
okay.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. No, I'm only at 200.
I'm about to.
Can she see me? Alright, cool. I'm just gonna walk out of there with my bag.
Okay. All of you exit.
Yeah.
She goes. You smell mixed with the quite appetizing smell of blood, now gasoline. So a couple of people go in and just start dousing this vault. Yeah, they seem to be moving very quickly. As I said, the authorities will probably be here at any second.
Let's call Jimmy. Meet us somewhere.
Yes.
Let's call Jimmy. Meet us somewhere.
Sounds good. Until we
Let's smoke,
meet again,
buddy.
Scarlett.
Hopefully
You have our number.
We do. Evening.
Thanks for the generosity, Mum.
Yeah. as you guys go. She's in work mode
It's the
now,
first
tapping
genuine
in
thing I've said.
tablets. They're getting ready to burn some things.
It was. She actually
You guys
was
head
really
outside.
nice.
Make my call.
Early evening. You're calling Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Okay. And
Walk down the
assuming you guys want to
block
walk away from
little
this
ways, yeah.
area.
Walk down
sure.
the block a little ways, call him.
Yeah. You walk down. Some of you quite hungry. The streets are pretty busy now. Early evening. People are out and about.
On the antigen agents, as I was leaving, was there any like duffel bags or anything like that they had or anything?
So it seemed like right outside the door they had like a thing set up to get in the vault. You're not sure what, but there's definitely some sort of bag with some sort of electronics, maybe some sort of a charge or something.
Yeah, I would just tip it over, dump it out, and throw my rifle in there, and so I can take it with me.
That'll do. There are who else has weapons on them? Just you?
I have knives.
Okay.
Like
Nothing that like walking around the streets gonna. Okay, yeah. You throw it in a duffel.
I think they both died.
You're out. Yes.
What was the name of the historian guy?
The historian.
My notebook's over there.
Darius,
It's not Darius. He's dead.
Mickey,
Mickey's, I think, also dead.
Mickey.
What are you looking for?
The historian guy who got out in the sewers with us.
Oh,
And
I have Darius as the historian.
Oh,
I think
maybe.
it is.
Okay,
Darius
then I was wrong.
Shirazi.
oh, okay. I was thinking Shirazi. That's
Is
why
that
I was
what you're
confused.
thinking?
Yeah. Sorry. You had it.
Say it to my face.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You're now out on the streets of London, moving some blocks away as police cars are flying in towards that location. You could see just a little bit of smoke seems to be pouring from that direction.
Waiting for Jimmy.
Eventually, a cab pulls up. See this very nondescript looking Jimmy
Quickly.
tips his driving cap to you.
Alright.
At this point, it's been a while since most of you have truly properly fed. You were offered meals when you were stirred from your slumber. You could drink as please from Elysium. Alice did make do with a bum. But each of you are predators
money.
in your own way, and your beasts are really aching for a proper hunt, a satisfying deep drink from a preferred prey. You have two of the items you're looking for. You weren't really given a timeline or necessarily a sense of extreme urgency. Kindred typically take their time with important matters, as they have alternity, but far less if they're sloppy. And it's sort of been nonstop chaos since you've been awakened. Perhaps it would do you all well to latch onto some sort of foundation. Get your bearings before continuing just to throw yourselves into the mystery and madness of this Mithras business. I mean, after all, you still don't really know who you are as people or as kindred. So, how would you like to proceed with the evening?
I want to call Darius. But that's just me.
I'd like to go to the guy's hospital.
Okay.
I would ask for Jimmy to take me to some pub ridden area. Take care of a little bit of hunting.
Okay.
I need to feed, but kind of the person or the kindred I want to go see is Astrid. I want
Okay.
to try to find her.
Let's start with Alice then. You were making a call. Do you have his number?
He wanted to meet up again. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you probably gave me his number. Okay.
I think he took us
When he took us to the hotel.
to the
Yeah.
hotel. I think
Sounds
he gave
right.
us the phone,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so we'd have the number for sure.
Did he enter it into the?
Yeah,
Probably,
it's
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
okay, you make a call. Hello,
Hey, it's Alice.
Alice. Oh, Alice.
We should meet up tonight, talk about some of the stuff.
Oh, Yes. Tonight is lots of business, funny business going on with our kind. It's might be a good time to lay low. It's somewhat discreet. We can meet.
You know better than I do.
I mean, obviously not. My discreet place was raided the same night I roused you. Let's meet at the Moon Palace, back where you're staying.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. So, Jimmy's dropping people off. They're dropped off at the Moon Palace.
Good luck.
I don't need luck.
All right, we can have it anyway.
Fuck, I need it. I need to give it back.
So when you arrive, he's already there in the lobby. Like I said, it's pretty small, sort of definitely a private-owned little building, but yeah, he's there speaking with the owner as you come in and looks up. He has a briefcase. He's wearing a blazer, sort of the more 70s style suit that you'd seen him in before. What is? Shall we go to your room?
Yeah.
All right.
I start walking.
Yeah. And he follows you to your room. It's around and it says briefcase and some a journal of sorts. And if your memories come back, I'd love to hear about Mithras.
Well, yeah, some of them, but not a whole lot. There's like a weird joint memory about,
What do you mean a joint memory?
like, we were all back in time with Lady Bowsley.
James had a lot of those.
Lady Bowsley, the queen.
Yeah, before she was that. So we remembered meeting her, but maybe it wasn't us. It's weird. It's like a dream where it's like it was your dad, but it's not your dad.
A memoriam, perhaps. Something elder kindred could sometimes do. I mean, you can imagine over the course of millennia, there's so much you can't possibly retain, but it's in there somewhere, and they have a way of tapping into those specific memories and doing sort of a total recall of it's almost like a lucid dream. Is this what you experienced?
Yeah,
Your
pretty much.
memory of you were there when the queen was embraced. That is fascinating.
I don't know if I was.
Then how were you?
Yeah, I don't know. I lost it.
It's curious. Why don't you think you were there?
Because it's all Ventru shit.
Well, I mean, Mithras was a venture.
I don't know, I could have been.
Are you going to tell me things? I feel like I'm telling you more than.
Well, yeah, it's a team effort.
All right, that's fine.
Well, do you want to look at this? And I pull the book out.
What is that?
I open it.
Oh.
And I start looking through it as he does.
Is this new? Do you know what this is?
I mean, it's my handwriting. I wrote it, but
It's highlights.
All right.
I'm not going to share it with you if you're going to be mean to me about it.
No, I'm just.
Discern three
Curious.
differences on these two pictures.
So. Your notes are interesting. You could tell this book is almost in 3 parts. Clearly different teachers. There's a sentimentality, a sadness that you feel reading some of these early entries. Teachings from a woman named Edith. These are more mundane rituals, incantations, and mixtures for things such as curing illness, finding a lost item, preventing a pregnancy. Quite old-fashioned.
Like a white witch.
A bit. And things that would now, and even in the 40s, when you last remember, would be considered a bit more mundane, and there's modern solutions for most of these things. Though this part, though not maybe the most useful, something about this feels like the most treasured part of your collection. And then as you're looking at that, you hear screaming outside the room. And you look out of the window, and you see villagers dragging away your mother. And their faces are covered because they know what they're doing is wrong, but mob justice prevails. There's a desperation, there's a violence you can see shining in their eyes from the flickering torchlight, because they need someone to blame. Edith was a healer, a fixer, a good woman. But the crops have been failing. The youth have been leaving the village for the promise of prosperity in the growing cities. You scream to them, "It's not her fault!" As you can just feel hot tears streaming down your face. And you rush out the front door to stop them, but your father catches you by the arm when you're barely through the threshold. He drags you back into the house and holds you in a way to keep you still, but also maybe his attempt at comforting you. He turns you away so you can't see what they're doing to her outside. And you're pulled back into that house, and that is the last time you know that that house will ever feel like any sort of home to you. And then with this is a patting on your shoulder. Maybe also attempt to comfort you as you see Darius. And you could see some drops of blood have spilt from you and have splattered on the book a little bit.
Sorry about that. Kind of try to...
He says, "I was saying these don't seem quite vampiric in nature, but interesting. Perhaps your foundation for some of the Tremere thaumaturgy later on." The rest of the book has the next part is a coldness to it, but a power. There's studious notes about rituals involving blood magic. Some seemed ingrained in you, so you've already displayed mastery of some thaumaturgy in the past nights. But there's more, though. Learned from the Tremere, the pyramid, the feeling of this rigid chantry of sorcerers who bonded you to their will. And you risk being pulled from your god for them. It was the other way around, though, and you were more of a leech, a parasite, taking their secrets, using what you learned to better serve your prince. It allowed him to keep a close eye on their practices. He did not like the Tremere. You did not like the Tremere. Though without the Tremere, you wouldn't be where you are able to do what you can do. And you start to wonder what became of the clan, because you know they were mostly kept outside of the city. They weren't allowed in, but Mithras is gone, so who knows what's happened now. They might have moved in since their departure. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And then the last part is rituals that you helped take from the Tremere and perfected with Mithras's help, teachings. Going through this, Darius is just enthralled. He's all doubt and whatnot that he had for a little bit about meeting you and you being a source of interesting information is gone as he's just pouring over, taking notes, quite interested in all this. Oh, especially you. Well, if they knew what you were doing, you were a lucky kindred. Though you had Mithras on your side, so there's not much they could do about it, should they have known. Wow. Thank you for sharing this with me.
Yeah, it seemed like might be of use to you. You seemed interested in the handmaiden thing, so...
Right, and Mithras, it was known he cast out the Tremere. They weren't allowed in the city at all.
Yeah, how'd they make their way back?
Barely, if at all. There are some here, but obviously the Tremere are considered indispensable to the Camarilla, and the Camarilla now run the city. But it hasn't been that long since Mithras has been gone, so they're still much less respected here than they are in most Camarilla cities.
Yeah, got some dirty looks at Elysium.
Yes.
Not the best reception, probably.
But I mean, you know the state of them now. It's shambles, really.
You're right.
This would be the first you have heard about this.
They're in shambles.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't really know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's a shame a lot of knowledge was lost. But also should be a warning to us all. Like what happened at the Shard, everyone's talking about it. That happened to them in Vienna, and it's just not good. Worse than here, actually.
Guess it's a bit of a shame then.
I mean, I think so, but I'm more interested in the preservation of our history, of our knowledge, more than politics. So.
Yeah, right. So this all makes sense to you then?
I mean, not really. I'm not a thaumaturge myself, but it's
No, I just mean like the history of it.
a bit. Like I said, seems you're a spy. It's quite ballsy, especially they're known to blood bond. Everyone in there. That's what have happened to you. For you to be able to be bonded to them, but still be able to work against them, that just speaks to our Lord's power.
Yeah, certainly. One more question for you. Have
course.
you looked into that handmaiden stuff at all? Handmaiden, like... Oh.
I mean,
I have-
in what way specifically?
Well, so...
Perhaps it was the ranking of souls. We certainly don't have a handmaiden now.
Well, yeah, but I have a bit of an idea that back then I had like a group of like followers,
Oh,
like kind,
sure, that makes sense.
that I would feed from. And I don't know if there's any mortals out there even know about Mithras.
There's not much of us left in the cult. If you're looking to get more followers, I suggest you start building anew.
Yeah. All right. That's easy, right?
I mean, you're a kindred with untold capabilities and powers. It's quite easy to find impressionable mortals seeking power as well, yes?
Yeah. But it's all new here. So I don't really know
People
where
have
to
always
start.
been fascinated with that sort of thing. They've always looked for someone strong to follow, or looked for an easy way, power, fame, money, whatever. I'm not a temptress, but I'm sure you can figure out the ropes, come back to you.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you for sharing this with me.
Yeah. Oh, you got plans, or?
I mean, I've got a lot I'd like to look up concerning this, yes.
All right.
I mean, you can keep your book, obviously, but...
Yeah, you can't take that.
Right.
So.
But for some research I'd like to do now.
Yeah, have a good night.
All right, you as well. All right.
It's like, what, like a pizza or something? And you said handmaiden. I thought you said anime. I'm like, hey, that's what anime right there.
I heard somebody say something.
This new thing called anime. Theories, what is it?
Dr. Henry Banerjee.
Yes, sir.
You're going to Guy's Hospital.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure Jimmy drops you off.
I'll go inside.
Yeah, you go inside. Large hospital, pretty busy.
Many stories.
Many. So it's like it's a
No,
full
I'm
scale.
sorry. That's what I was like. It's a lot of
Oh,
stories.
yeah.
Okay. How there's usually what's the word I'm looking for in the lobby, or it shows the room
A
numbers.
directory.
Directory.
Mhm.
I'm gonna look for Winston. I wrote tornado, which I know is wrong. I think it's
You might have just created a new one.
Tornado,
Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah, I'll look for that name if it pops up,
And just like the room numbers and stuff.
and like the people associated with those.
Directors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not directors, but like doctors.
You don't see that name, but you do see a familiar name. There's a Banerjee research wing. Seems as a wing of the hospital named after you. Which you're a man of wealth. You probably have maintained some sort of donations, something to where you're enough to where they named a significant chunk of this hospital after you, for whatever that's worth.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna go check that out then. I'm gonna go to that level.
Sure. I mean, it's essentially just like a wing of the hospital. It's not like necessarily like a specific room or anything. But
Right, but if my ghoul's here, it might be in that level. So.
Okay. This area is this wing is mostly like administrative offices and the actual doctor offices and whatnot. Not where any of the actual patients or treatments are done or anything like that.
If there's a receptionist, or,
There is.
I'd greet them. Good evening.
Sir?
I'm looking for a doctor friend of mine, Winston Toronto. Does he work here?
May I ask your name, sir?
Henry. Banerjee.
Oh, so I'm sorry, I did not recognize you. Wow, we've not had your family in here for a while. I know your grandfather used to frequent. Yeah, the resemblance, of course. Yes. I'm not sure what. This is even more embarrassing than.
You're fine.
Winston is not not a doctor. He's a custodial worker. Not sure who told you. Is this a trick he played? Oh,
Perhaps.
he's got a sense of humor. That one, a bit off, but very good worker. Been with this hospital forever.
He was a friend of the family, so I just wanted to talk to him. I was hoping that he was working tonight. Is this true?
Yes, he's should be doing his rounds now. With the day shift is left, he should be cleaning up after then.
Very well.
Would you like me to page him for you?
That would be lovely.
Yes. And she'll just get on the intercom. Mr. Toronto to the receptionist desk, please.
Such a good receptionist.
He's probably like,
I'll go grab a
there's
cup of
some
coffee.
puke.
Oh no, I yeah, of course. Let me. And she'll go and tea, coffee. Coffee said
Tea, please.
tea, a cuppa.
I love this.
She goes and that's milk, sugar.
2 milks, 1 sugar.
Of course. And, come back and hand you your cuppa, sir. And with
It's still hot. You want to hold it for a minute?
This tea's quite fizzy.
as you're sitting there and she's sort of nervously tip-tapping away a little bit, looking at you, making sure you're okay. It takes a couple moments before you see a middle-aged man, thick red mutton chops and mustache, cap, just sort of pushing a mop, heading down, sort of looking suspiciously and pausing, looking at you. Sir?
Good to see you, old friend.
Yep.
Perhaps we can talk privately, old time's sake.
Yep. She goes, yes, feel free to use this the lounge or one of the offices or whatever.
We'll use one of the offices if you don't mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you very much. Winston, please follow me.
Yeah. I wanted to say, I've kept it at your office. How you like it, sir, if you'll follow me, actually.
Very much so.
And we'll follow him and head into an office at the end of the hallway, and we'll get in and close the door behind him, and then he just wraps you into a hug. Oh, sir, I've missed you so much. It's been so long, but I promise I've done everything you've asked. I've got everything tip-top, just how you like it. We've had some problems and whatnot, but oh, sir, what a pleasure this is. Oh, Doctor. Oh, you're back. I knew they said you forgot me. I knew you wanted to forget a damn thing. Look at you, sharp as a tack, looking sharp.
Well, that's one thing.
Oh.
You might be a little bit mistaken, Winston. I had forgotten some things. I haven't forgotten you.
You have?
Some things are coming up a bit fuzzy. That's why I wanted to reach to you. I hope maybe you can fill in the blanks for me.
Blank now, am I? Well, yeah, all right. All right.
So everything went according to plan, though. Enough blood for you.
Enough? No, sir. No, sir. The blood ran out. I found more. I did.
From who?
Oh, here and there. Cost on paycheck it did, but it's all right. I forgot about little Winston. It's all right. I've got other things.
No, I said I didn't forget about you. I remembered you. That's why I've come to you, so you can help me to fill in the blanks. You're not a blank.
Doctor, you had me there for a second. My old heart started just pitter-pattering.
Come on, man,
I thought this is it. I waited all this time, 40-odd years, if not more, 70 perhaps, and I thought I was going to all that waiting just to stop dead in my tracks when you remember old Winston, but you remembered me, of course. Oh my! You mind if I have a seat? That got me.
Please.
All right.
Have a seat.
No, your office. I've got the room built. That's where everything's set up how you like it. Your equipment, your tables, everything just tip top. Anything you need, old Winston's got the keys. Anything you need in the hospital, it's yours, as always.
I need a body. Is what I need.
A body. You've come to the right place. We've got plenty of them here. You remember, right? Me and you tiptoeing around, you know. You do a little sip, and you know, a little bit for old Winston for all time's sake. And, oh God, I've missed your blood. But I mean, you want to make the rounds? We could get right on to it.
Of course.
What are you thinking this evening, sir?
Thinking someone sleepy.
We've got plenty of those.
Perfect.
All right, let's take the rounds. I'll get the charts, and you can see if you like anything. So oh man, this is just old times. Winston and Henry at it again.
I'll grab my shoulder. Good to be back.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And sort of hops, and then you can see where he was just sort of mulling around before. He's got this a lightness to his step as he sort of glides down the hall and tips his hat to the receptionist, who looks very confused. And takes you to the actual hospital wing.
Okay.
Where he can just boldly walk right up to sort of the nurse's station at one of the wings. I'm sure you recognize our esteemed donor of the Banerjee family. Banerjee, one of them looks and... Oh, right. Can I help you? We need a list of the patients. He's given a special tour, gonna brighten them up just like he brightened old Winston's day. Yes, he did. All right. It's quite confidential. I'm sorry, Winston. We've explained this many times. I'm sorry, so it's a doctor thing. Though we do appreciate your patronage. Is there a doctor we can get you in touch with, perhaps? Oh no, she's in for it. Do what you always do.
It's a doctor thing, you said correctly, right?
Yes.
I'm Dr. Henry Banerjee. I'm here to...
I understand your family's reputation, but you're not currently employed at this hospital, so that's where it gets a bit fuzzy. And then he goes,
So you're telling me my family's name is on this building, on this wing, and you can't let me take a gander, help, aid. I'm quite good in my field. I've come out of here and cut my own time, and you're telling me that I can't do what I do best because
we
I
have
don't
actual
work here at a
doctors
building that
for
has my name?
that's- Give me an intimidation. You can use charisma or manipulation.
Manipulation.
You're gonna kill this woman?
Where's my intimidation?
You don't have any.
Oh,
I just looked for you.
not
Um,
good.
That's a good buy.
You can do subterfuge if you have that.
Don't have
No,
that.
Alright,
he
let's
can't
see
do
what
anything.
happens.
He's very smart.
Hey man, I think you found your body right here.
Okay, re-roll that one.
Oh come on. Well,
One
Please.
success.
if you would have crit,
It would have been great.
it would have been messy too.
It would be
would've
great.
definitely killed her.
I'm sorry, sir. I mean, I understand and appreciate your patronage, but we can't actually.
Well, I'm going to be here in London for quite some time, so maybe I can fill a position.
Human resources department will be happy to help you with that, sir.
And your name again?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl.
There he goes. Oh, now you've done it. All right. Just like old times, it never worked. But now we get to do the sneaky bit, right?
Now we do the snaky bits. Fire Cheryl.
All right. The
Alright.
distraction.
Um,
And he goes and just starts loudly talking to them. Oh, you've done it now, you have. That's Dr. Henry Banerjee, you hear? And he just starts making a commotion like, Winston, calm down. You know, the sleeping patients and...
unseen passage.
Sure.
Good.
Nice.
Okay, you fade and are able to stroll down the wing as you see fit, peeking in. Is there anyone pretty? There's many sleeping patients.
Yeah. I'd like to grab like a doctor's jack coat and just to make it look like I'm not in just streetwear.
Sure.
You invisible?
Yeah, but once I get past the
Okay.
reception.
It's like
Yeah, and then
Okay,
yeah.
Visible, but
As long as one is
invisible, as in-
So a certain type you're looking for. Like I said, plenty of sleeping. I don't know if there's anything else specific you're in the mood for.
I think Sandman is just it has to be sleeping, right?
That's what I'm asking, sir.
No, nothing in particular. Easiest one.
the dyingest
Child.
one.
Okay.
Coma patient.
Yeah, you find a man who, looking at his charts, he's actually comatose, but freshly comatose, some sort of work injury, construction. So he's hardy. It's a strong body, good blood. Your bite might not do too much harm to him. And because it's such a recent coma, it looks like it'll be a pretty deep one. Atrophy hasn't set in or anything. It's a healthy specimen, besides the mind, which is perfect because you're a practical person. Feeding doesn't need to be a fuss. And because your bite is uniquely unpleasant, thanks to your clan blood, it's best to do this freely from a sleeping victim as you have now. One who's not going to fight back or waste your time or requiring annoying manipulation or anything like you just had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are. So you may drink.
Perfect. Open this ribcage.
You can take 2 without doing any damage to him. You can take more if you're okay
Just take
damaging
one.
him. Just one? Okay. So yeah, you bite. Just there's that. A lot more machines than you remember, but it's pretty easy for you to identify. Oh, it's just that. It's just that. You see the basis, the foundations, some of the things you worked with.
Mm-hmm.
You've come a long way. It's impressive. Sort of a comforting rhythmic, the beeping of the heartbeat, and it doesn't even really change. You just take a little bit, easy in. It's a little bit of blood from your lips,
Lick the wound.
and and then glide back into the hallway where you can still hear. It seems he's wound down, and he seems to be like more being comforted now. Like he's had some emotional breakdown, and it's not an argumentative as the nurse has just been. All right, Winston's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna unseen passage again, or would I have to? If I bite into somebody, would I cut my?
Normally, but I'll say you could still.
Okay.
And this is all part of the game for you. It's
Okay, then yeah, I'll just glide and just kind of give like a little tap on Winston as I leave.
yeah. So yeah, he's just sitting there and looking. And he's like, "All right, I feel better now already. Thanks, loves." And he'll start walking down the hall.
A little man with a spring in his step.
I'll
If anything bad happens to him, I will kill you. And I'm speaking out of game to everyone at this table.
What?
I've had Winston for 1 day, but if anything happens to him, I'll
You've
kill
had
all
Winston
of
for
you
10 minutes.
and then myself.
Oh God.
Ooh, Vulcan 99, baby.
Sir, everything all right?
Everything different, but all right.
Perhaps you could spare a drop for old Winston.
Before he
for
even
old
finished, I'm
Siren.
biting, and I'll let him feed.
Yeah, well, just take one drop, and I miss that. I miss that so much, sir. Just wraps you in another hug.
Plenty of more of that comes from as long as we keep doing what
Oh,
we're
I
doing.
know there is. I know there is.
So do I get hungrier?
Yeah, you would give him one hunger's worth. Oh, I feel right already.
So what
The old place, not too far from here. The building, still in your name, still paid off. There's a problem.
what is that?
Your laboratory's fine.
Good.
Equipment, space, secluded, quiet, perfect for you to do your work. Your patient, which I bricked him up good, just like you said. You double checked me work. It was fine. But it's been quite a while. I don't know if you expected to be gone this long, and he seemed to have gotten out somehow. I swear he tore right through the brick wall. But,
That's bloody bad. Remember how I told you to help me fill in the blanks?
right.
What blank is this?
A lad by the name of Marcus. He was. You've always had a thing for animals. You used to tell me when you were a boy, you cut up cats and whatnot, and the parents were always, no. And yeah, they didn't know. It was genius in the works there.
There's messages in there, right?
Right, and so you did a bit of that. You've done your fair share of clipping and carving people. But you wanted a vampire, and I was happy to be the bait, and a good bait I was. I still have the scars. But it was perfect for you, sir. He was perfect for you. Part vampire, part animal, little bit of
Part animal.
what you call gangrel.
Oh, one of them,
Oh
huh?
God, you were so happy, you were so happy, sir. You down there with your little tools just cutting away. Oh, I'd love to see it. But you said a very important meeting. You'd be gone for a little while. Set me up with enough blood to almost last me into no, but not quite. I had to do some crazy things. But it's all right. Back to the main tap now. But I'd say, actually, just this past year. Old bugger. We bricked him up. You said he'd be fine if vampires don't die. And I don't know what happened. But, once a week or so, I'd go and check on the place, clean it up, make sure the lab was good. Wall knocked right over. Silly cat clawed his way out. But I cleaned it up.
Good, yeah. Well, thank you.
I'll get you another one. I don't mind getting bit again.
When was the last appearance of this Marcus, do you know?
Like I said, he's been gone for about a year.
Gone about a year.
Still feel like I can feel him watching me now and then. But that's all right.
You got me now.
I got you. Hey, Doctor won't let anything bad happen to Winston.
Of course not, Winston. Well, what's all this?
Yeah, that's what we used to do. Oh, you still got it, sir. But right, I can take you back to the place if you'd like. Get all your things. Is
Oh,
there
no,
anything you
that-
need from here before we go? You got all your
Perhaps
tools and whatnot, and all your little concoctions and whatnot.
that's all at the lab. All those at the lab.
The lab's probably a bit bare. I could get you some things from here. We can restock.
Let's
Just let me know what you
restock.
want. The thing is, things are much different now than they were then. They've got much better things. You'll
I
find.
saw that in the room.
Yeah, now let's go shopping.
Let's go shopping.
That's what I call it. We're stealing. But you paid for enough of this stuff. It's yours anyway. It's how Winston sees it. That's how you see it. That's how they should see it. But they don't. But it's okay.
Let's go shopping.
All right. So yeah, you have access to all sorts of anesthesia and stuff like that. Assuming you want to load up on.
Yep.
Fill your little old-fashioned bag. If you want a new, better, more modern-looking stuff, if you want actual
Just to
like,
fit in, yeah.
doctors-looking things, you can grab them
Yeah.
while you're here. He has access to all that, and
Fit that in. And,
yeah, we'll take you to there's a building you own. It's just a shop. It's sort of a quiet neighborhood. Not too far from here, actually. Not the best neighborhood, though. A lot of the shops are kind of closed, which is nice, because your closed shop, or what used to be a shop, seems to sort of blend in. And yeah, we'll take you in, just sort of a short 2-story building, shop with a little living area up above. Pretty elaborate basement, though, where you have your laboratory, which a lot of things are coming back to, the experiments you would hold down there, nice and soundproof and whatnot. And a part that was bricked off, where apparently you kept a gangrel for when you returned, but he's gotten out.
Very well.
Lady Catherine Montague.
He's the Auntie-Lily.
But it's like finally getting a good relationship with vampire.
Actually, we'll go to our lady when we return, because now's a good time for a break.
Oh, there you go.
Be back in a
Now it's
bit.
time
Bye.
to break.
All right.
Shit.
One of our vampires is fed. 2 of our vampires figure out a little bit more about their past. Now we're on to our Lady Catherine Montague vampire, who is seeking out the Toreador, Astrid, who you remembered you put some money in her business and sort of played off the faux rivalry you had with Lady Scarlett.
I
the
really
fashion
won
designer.
that rivalry. Just
Yeah.
something I hold over her head secretly.
Yeah, she still thinks she won that. She still wears Trevelli. And that's because Trevelli is still a modern and very successful fashion brand. Jimmy is able to take you to their headquarters over on Bond Street, which was a very fashionable location even in your time. Seems that it's not changed.
Would there be a spot to a little further away, but maybe quiet, that I could ask a passerby if I could take a sip? Do you think, maybe?
Sure, ma'am, whatever works for you. It's a pretty nice neighborhood, so just be careful about it.
Is there a quieter place just before we get there?
I mean, sure, what do you want? What are you looking for?
I need somebody wealthy.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is the place. Anyone shopping here has got money.
Yes, the only problem is the cameras we have around here, it seems.
Right, you
We'll
gotta be
keep
very
speaking about
careful.
them. Is there maybe like a neighborhood before we get there?
Sure, I could take you to a neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Drive you to a nicer neighborhood. It'll be probably more apartment buildings downtown, but sort of where nice, very expensive apartments are.
Okay. I'd hop out of the cab. I'd ask Jimmy to wait, if he could, and hop out of the cab and kind of start strolling away and see if there's any, like, single individuals walking by themselves that I could
Sure.
stop?
And Lady Catherine is a siren.
Mm-hmm.
But you being on the hunt, for you the enjoyment of the body lies in the consumption of vitae. Or not in the consumption necessarily, but you sort of take in the entire being. Helps carry your mind to a better, happier place. Typically, you'd find a respectable and alluring host to attach yourself to. As a lady, you would find some young, wealthy, someone or another, who you can completely seduce and take not only their blood, but their money and anything else you need. Having this sort of sensual physical connection also helps your humanity a bit. Helps you explore sensations that a lot of mortals spend their whole lives just sort of striving for. With this in mind, looking about early evening, or it's, a bit of time has passed where it seems some of probably the wealthy businessmen and women are starting to return home to these posh apartments after a day of work. You can easily catch someone probably either heading into the lobby of one of the buildings, or you can catch them even before that if you'd like.
Is there maybe like a bar around in these like smaller neighborhoods?
There'd be a corner spot. Quiet, upscale, but nothing too fancy.
Mhm.
People here probably don't really drink here if they're going out drinking, but it's sort of a more impromptu, comfortable, easy place, maybe.
Seem like the locals, like the wealthy locals, would be there. Yeah.
And an easy spot, probably something you hit before, is there's some hotels in the area. Hotel bars are always
Ooh, that'd be good.
a place you
in
can
there.
get in and out of without people asking questions. Don't need to deal with doormen or anything like that. So yeah, find a nice hotel not too far from the neighborhood, a little closer to the downtown.
I would have changed back into my outfit out of like the tactical kind of gear or whatever like suit I was wearing for the situation earlier.
Okay.
Back into my jumpsuit.
Power suit from Elysium.
Pop in there. Look around the bar. See if I notice anyone kind of by themselves, maybe that's already been drinking a little bit, but not wasted.
Yeah, it's pretty early. You doubt anyone's gonna be wasted yet.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, there's a handful of you could tell probably businessmen or women traveling. You could spot a couple, whichever gender you prefer. Some people are sort of flitting in and out, maybe having a few drinks before they head out into the town. You can see some are posted here to do probably something similar to you. Some people, they have that look, they're also on the hunt.
Try to stay away from them a little bit. No interest in chatting with Kindred at the moment.
Humans.
Oh,
On
humans.
the hunt for companionship. not blood.
DTF, ever heard of it?
Okay, that kind. Okay.
Mhm.
bar you
I'd
went
probably
to.
look for like a female based on the little bit I know about myself. I feel like I'd be more comfortable with that.
You feel, I mean, this is your dominion. You can, it's just a matter of your mood.
Yeah.
You feel you can easily manipulate anyone to doing what you need, but you've always, maybe always had an inkling, unless it's just this Angelique figure, kind of looking at your ring. Maybe that's what you're feeling.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, you can see a woman with a short, sort of professional shortcut, very pretty. She seems to, she's a tablet on. She's probably still doing some work from wherever. Seems like she's either maybe heading to or from something important, getting a drink in between, and you watch, and you've already seen one young man at the bar has already ordered her a drink, and she's acknowledged it, and she's played the game a little bit, but they're not talking. He's just sent the initial icebreaker drink for now.
I would kind of walk up beside her, like maybe like a seat down to give her space, and lean up to the bar and order a drink, a Cabernet, and take it, pay. No, I wouldn't pay. I would want to activate awe,
Okay.
and then I would want to compel and say, can I say thank you for giving me the free drink? Is that compelling enough? Is that like a command, or is that not enough? Okay.
So that works.
Okay.
So, yeah, you do this, and then you tell Mini Eyes are on you, and so thank him for the complimentary drink. Of course, Mum. And continues on his
'Cause I
way.
really don't have any money still.
Even her, who's been pretty on her little tablet doing work, you see she just keeps stealing glances up at you.
I would pretend not to notice for a little while and swirl the glass around,
That takes some
fake,
notes.
Married man.
baking a drink, but not really taking any of it, and like setting it down, and then kind of look around and glance over and notice her
He's not there.
noticing
Mike's
me.
taking notes.
It's quite a crowd in here tonight. Good evening so far.
It's been quiet, if that's what you mean, which I consider a good crowd.
It's the best crowd. Working on anything special there? Having no idea what the fuck she has in her hand.
Yeah. Special, no. Tedious, won't like it, but necessary.
Is your drink helping you take your mind off of it?
It is, yes.
Good. So
Yourself?
drinks are full. It's fine, I guess. A lot going on though, so it'll take many more than this to really do the trick.
Oh, that kind of evening, then. I envy you.
Ugh. Are you from London? Are you from the area?
I was not born here now. Work, This is the place to do it, so here I am.
Seems to be the hub of the world anymore. So many things going on around here now.
Yes, quite.
She gonna Austin Powers this one?
Do
Your
you
heads will explode. Not good strategy.
do you like that drink, or would you like a different one? I kind of like make sure I point out to the guy that I saw buy her a drink earlier.
You see him talking to the bartender. He's pointing at you now, and you sort of catch him pointing at you, and he goes, talks to the bartender. Well, I guess this is the last one I'll get from him, so I guess you're responsible for my second. She'll finish that drink off.
Well, what do you actually want? Not what he just decided you wanted.
She looks at your glass. It does feel like a wine sort of night, doesn't it?
It's a good night for wine. I call the bartender over and order her one.
He'll pour. I'll say, and finish with yours, Mom. I'll say, for the complimentary one, thanks to our gentleman friend down the bar.
Quite the gentleman. Thank you.
Yeah, you can see he's just like watching your reaction, and then goes back to checking his phone or whatever.
It's a lonely one, I guess, this evening.
Yes, apparently I reek of it as well.
Maybe if we stick together, they'll leave us alone.
Strategy, I like it.
I'll let her, we'll like make small talk or whatever. She'll finish her wine.
Let's hear it.
No, it's so tedious.
I'm liking this.
And then
I
if
bite her.
She seems if she seems
Hey, look
to
over
be like a little drunk or like a little tipsy or whatever. I need to use the restroom. With all these sharks around, would you mind to walk with me?
Give me a charisma persuasion.
Get an extra one.
And yeah, you get to add your presence since you're using awe.
And
potency.
Seduction.
It's seduction, I would say.
What'd you say? Charisma and persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
And
Seduction your specialty?
Yep.
This was it.
And so okay.
Are you using a discipline?
She is all activated
Yep.
now.
So I get an extra one for that.
Yep.
An extra one for seduction.
And then add your presence.
Nice.
My presence.
How many dots of presence?
Oh.
You have?
Yeah, I just get one
Okay.
die for that, right?
One more for that.
You get
One
3,
more?
right? You have
Do
3
I
in
get all
presence.
3 for presence?
You
Oh,
add your presence
yeah.
rating.
Presence
Cool.
rating, then you
So I
get
get an extra one for awe, 3 for presence,
That'll be fairless.
4. So I can just use that behind. And charisma, you said?
Hmm.
Too bad I have so much hunger.
Those are your dice then. I thought you took mine. Those are yours. Those are definitely your
Those are
dice.
Fucking A.
You did okay.
Yeah, it's
No,
not that
I
bad.
did
You
not.
got 4.
Won't make you
Don't
hungry,
even lie.
baby.
Oh, wait.
You got
there's
4.
That's fine.
Okay. No, fuck off. Leave me alone.
But if you fail it,
Are you using a will?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a will.
I wouldn't have used a will.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
for
you
a
do.
perfect roll.
A 4 is fine. Alright, shit, that's messy then.
Yep. It's a messy 20.
4, 5,
Sorry, I'm just like narrating from across the
3,
table. It's
4,
a Celsius.
5,
That's 9 successes.
9.
But
And a
it's
bestial, messy crit, and a beast. With 9
In case 9
successes.
fails.
Does she fail a 9?
Does she fail?
Storyteller.
Okay. Oh,
It's
Ah, you got it. Yeah, she immediately. This has been this sort of maneuvering back and forth. She's a few drinks in. She seems to be feeling. She's not drunk by any means, but she's
Yeah.
definitely. Her inhibitions are a little more out there. As soon as you say, "Will you?" She's. I thought you'd never. She instantly is like, "Yes, let's move past this point of the conversation." And yeah, she gets up and links her arm with hers. Protection, of course, and follows you to the bathroom. To the shit.
the toilet.
It makes it far less
Go to
romantic.
the shit house,
Thank
no.
you. Call it the loo.
Who's Lou?
And once we would get into the bathroom, I kind of checked to see if anyone was in there.
It's loaded.
No.
It's Herbie
Awkward.
fully loaded.
I hate you for ruining this scene for me.
Or enhancing.
And I kind of turn and look in her eyes and like reach up and caress her face. And
She's already leaning in towards
Yeah.
you. By the time you do your check and look at her, she's going in for the kiss.
Okay.
Yeah, you rolled a 9.
I just want to like do the scene, okay?
Sorry.
No, it's
And
okay. Like allow there to be like
I'm okay.
an actual intimate moment before
Sure.
we're actually doing anything, because this is just as important to
Oh
her,
yeah, it's the whole.
like,
This
process.
is the hunt.
Yeah.
This is the part. Of
Yeah.
And this is you can smell the blood, the taste that you crave. Is you're definitely getting. That is her. You're getting that certain sort of emotion, that resonance in her right now.
Yeah. And then we kind of back into a stall and like close that. And then eventually I would like nibble down her neck and bite very gently.
Okay. You go. How much are you going to take?
Can I take 2 easily?
Give me a composure resolve. As it's been a while since you've been in this hunt,
Been a while.
your bestial critical has really got your beast just in full predator mode here, and you've found and set up the perfect prey, and then wants to consume all of it.
Does fortitude come into this at any point? No. Okay. gonna be tough.
We believe in you.
No, I know. You say composure resolve?
Yeah.
Wait, yep.
You
That
can
is
rouse if you like.
all.
I
That is all
believe
hunger.
Your blood
No,
potency.
wait, composure.
Your blood potency too, right?
Yeah.
Blood surge, you can add 1 die.
But then I can also be at 500.
Yeah.
And frenzy.
You're about to eat
I definitely
anyways.
kill her.
I don't want to kill her.
You're attached already.
I like her.
Okay, guess what? Looks like you killed her
Official failure.
with no successes.
There's no success. She has 1 to reroll of willpower, which is probably not even
Yeah.
gonna be worth it. Oh boy.
Hey, so if you would have roused the blood.
So how
you
much
would've
did you
gotten
not
it.
want to kill her? Cause
What? Do if I got a success, would that help? Can you give me that? Can you
you
tell
think
me?
1 success is gonna get you there?
Can you give it to me?
What are you doing?
You think 1 success is enough?
I don't know. I would hope.
Just try.
It's not. It's not enough.
No, I say try.
No,
Can
don't
I-
waste your will.
Yeah. Don't waste your will.
Can you give me a Jason Carl where I can spin my will to
Don't
get out of
just-
this bad situation?
All of her willpower.
I have 2 willpower left. I'll spend it.
You're gonna need 1 too.
You realize it's a big penalty, right?
Yeah, you could spend a willpower to essentially control a frenzy. This would be kind of a similar situation as you're going to essentially, not a hunger frenzy to drain her completely. So if you want to spend a willpower, you can sacrifice a willpower to.
You got soft,
Hang
bully.
on.
You got
No,
soft, man.
Hang on, very good point.
Mandy
So-
just made the most amazing pouty face at him while he was conceding to her argument.
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
never respected her more.
He's got soft.
Seduction
What's
is
that
also my
manipulation?
real life
What?
power. What is it?
Power.
Right now?
Manipulation.
Are you seduced?
So what happened to me?
Go on, make you try.
What?
Hollywood handbook.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Make you Randy.
They all pray.
I'll say you stop yourself
It's a
from
mess.
draining her, but you
Bad.
still push a little bit to where you start hurting her a little bit. So you're gonna get 3 hunger reduced. But yeah, it starts to get to the point where she's gonna really be.
Have a bad hangover.
Yeah, she's gonna feel awful. She's gonna lie down. And then the rest of her couple days is. She needs to take it very easy. But yeah, so she's almost she's lightheaded, almost half fainted in your arms, but just some pure bliss. Yeah.
Just leave her in the stall.
Are you look at her wound clothes? Are you alright? Do you need to go home?
Well, for one, I feel better than fine.
Are you staying in this hotel?
Yes.
How about I help you up to your room, and you
I
can
would
sleep
love
this
that.
off? All right.
Yeah, we'll do something of the sort.
What's your room?
She'll tell you her room number.
Let's go. And I would take her up and put her to bed and get a glass of water and leave it there.
Okay.
Write a little note. Says thanks, cat, XO. Something generic, but
Thanks for the memories.
Even though they weren't so good.
This is.
I'm gonna make you bend and break.
All right. Okay. You feed from her. You set her down. She's instantly sort of passes on the bed. Hopefully she'll be alright if she actually takes it easy. You set her some water. Yeah, you take your leave. Because of your seduction of her, though, that blood tasted excellent. Why you beast wanted more of it. And she had a sanguine resonance to her. So your presence will add an extra dot while this blood is in your system.
Jesus. That's very good.
Lucky lady.
It was worth the willpower.
Yeah. That's what I do with Elijah. If I drunk people, I drink off them. I get discretion. For potence.
all right. Off to Astrid.
Give it to me.
Who's the next victim? Let's keep it going.
Which something actually skipped because I couldn't find this thing earlier. Your victim had melancholy. There was a sadness to him. You can tell this recent incident seems, even though he's in a coma, whatever the last thing that happened to him was
It's good with the
not good,
it's like kind of buried there.
and sort of he. But that sadness can fuel your obfuscate, which you will have an extra data.
All right.
Okay, you're fed, feeling good. I'm assuming you're gonna head to Astrid's now.
Yeah, before I leave her room, the girl whose name I didn't get, I'm gonna check in the mirror, like check my hair, and maybe like use a touch of her makeup.
Sure, yeah.
Make myself look good.
Touch yourself up.
And then head out and
What a Gibson
ring Jimmy
move.
and let him know where I am if I had
Jimmy's
wandered.
still out
Okay.
there.
Okay.
No, actually, wait. You probably have to call me. Come back, pick you up, take you
She
to
didn't know either.
a store that's simply called Trevelli. Very
Thank you
nice,
for saying that.
multi-level store on Bond Street with a lot of the other name brands. It's interesting, a lot of the same brands from what you remember. A lot of the big ones are still big. A lot of the up-and-comers that were sort of taking the world by storm seem to have cemented themselves in the fashion fame. At this point, the store portion will be closed by the time you drank and did your seduction and all of that. But you can see the upper portions, though, the lights are still on. Probably the office is up there. There's still some people working.
Around back would there be like a call button?
Yeah. Call and the receptionist answer. We're closed, love.
I'm terribly sorry, but I was looking for an old friend.
Go on.
Looking for Astrid. If you could let... I'm sorry, something funny.
Sure, what did you say your name was?
Montague. Lady Catherine Montague.
Lady Catherine Montague. I will let her know. One moment.
Thank you.
And, a few moments pass. Terribly sorry, Mum. I'll buzz you right in. As
Thank you.
you're a click. It seems as something is activated to release the lock on the back door.
Go inside.
Go inside. Head up the stairs. There's not many there, but at the very top is the actual storefront. A couple levels of that seem to be offices, and then sort of a workroom at the very top. Just mannequins, fabrics, stuff everywhere. No windows or anything though, which seems odd. Everything else is a lot of big, beautiful windows letting the light in. Not up here though. Though there's a lot of interesting sort of reflective dark glass. And that is when you see, you barely recognize, because strangely she seems to have aged quite a bit. But she's introduced as Astrid Trevelli. She has short, slicked back hair, thick eyebrows that almost distract from her rather dead eyes. She's a bit of an upturned nose as well. Like I said, you're mostly alarmed at the heavy, not heavy wrinkles, you could say. Look like she had work done, sort of, but she's quite old. But she looks old, but also good for her age. That sort of walking that line. She, upon seeing you, shows no emotion. Simply dismisses her workers and tells them to call it for evening. She wasn't getting anywhere anyway. Once they're gone, just look at you. Well, I did not expect this.
It's been a strange couple of nights. And,
I've heard.
I'm sure. Well, I've been resting for the last several years. And
I'm glad to hear it. I thought you dead. At least that's what I was told.
no. Just waiting for a more opportune time to do what I need to do.
And that is now. Seems like not a good time to be in London, but here we are.
Maybe that is the reason that we're supposed to be here.
Obviously, I've not forgot my debts to you. Anything you need, I'm at your disposal.
Thank you, Astrid. More so, I came to see a familiar face.
Oh. Suppose my face isn't all that familiar to you then. It's been many years and I've have to take precaution. The Masquerade, you know, wasn't quite ready to give up the name though. It's an empire I'm running. And one of them would like me to retire, but I'm a stubborn old woman. We've come a long way in prosthetics and makeup and whatnot. I assure you under this, though it's quite a hassle to remove, I look just the same as you remember me.
I have no doubts.
But I have to say, I quite like being a mean old woman, so
I'm sure it has its perks.
it does.
I have to tell you, my memories not quite come back from the long rest I endured. But you were one of the first things I remembered. Actually, it was Scarlett who reminded me. Funny enough, she was wearing a piece of yours, and I recognized it immediately.
Still one of my best customers, yes.
Sure.
And a well-paying one. So you can see I'm doing quite well for myself. Here and internationally, of course.
I'm exceedingly happy for you.
And while my genius is certainly what allowed this to happen, and no part your pulling of the strings, I know opened all the right doors for me as well. Like I said, if you need help establishing yourselves, any resources or anything like you need, I'm doing quite well for myself. What is mine is yours.
I appreciate that. I may need a new place to stay. We're staying in a very quaint hotel, some ways from here. So eventually I might need to ask your help in securing a new residence if you have any handle
I
in
have
that.
a room that I keep on retainer for visiting designers and whatnot. Consider it yours until you get sick of it.
Thank you. What has really changed here recently? Is there anything you've really noticed?
You'll have to be more specific.
Well, I guess really since Mithros departed.
Oh, yes. I mean, you know, I never really cared much for politics. Yes, that prince was murdered. Queen Anne took his place. She's done a fine job, as far as I can tell. Obviously, the humans seem awfully interested in our affairs.
What could have brought them to such curiosity? Do you know? Have there been any breaches of the Masquerade? Any noticeable ones?
Apparently, I'm one to talk about arrogance, but it seems we got a little too complacent. Technologies, well, it's quite a wonder if you're into that thing, quite a pain if you aren't. Things as timeless as fashion and art. I like things that really have staying power. The gadgets I can't keep up with, but the humans can, and they've used them against us.
Well, I'm sure we will eventually find a way to turn things around on them.
Oh, these things come and go. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Their attack on Elysium has been very shocking to me.
Quite bold, I heard. Quite a blow for Queen Anne's reputation as well. You can't keep us safe in Elysium. Where are we safe, you know? It's a shame we're not even allowed to really gather and have our little parties anymore.
Honestly, I think that's something that will hurt us the most. If we no longer feel connected, if we no longer know one another and trust one another at least enough to gather, then we're very easily separated and dominated.
Perhaps. I'll be fine. I've paid people a lot of money to keep my business squeaky clean. As you can see, I go through quite a bit to maintain the Masquerade, but
It's a sacrifice I'm sure has been worth it, though.
it has.
Listen, I have a couple questions. I don't know if you know these people or how I might contact them, but they're people I'm interested in getting to know a little bit better.
Sure.
Might you be able to help me? I'm looking for Venturian, Venturan, the cat. Found that one of them. Shuna granddaughter was at Elysium. Oh no, I can't read my notes.
What are you asking for?
Ventaruin?
Adventure.
I don't know.
There was Valerius. We just killed him.
Valerius?
We
No.
killed him. There's Sri Sansa, Richard DeWade, Gwenllian Arwen.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I have no idea. So
She
then
can't
you're
hear
still
us.
looking for
Dward.
Duard
Daywalker.
and
Richard the Word?
Sasa?
Sri Sansa.
I don't know what that is.
Salsa stuff.
Nope, not that one.
Queen of the North.
All right, I'll look for her now.
So those are the only two we're looking for?
No, we have Sri Sansa,
Mm-hmm.
Richard DeWard, and Gwenllian Arwen.
Okay. I mentioned those two names.
Sri Sansa. He's in Southall.
Subtle Spice or something like that.
Subtle Spice. Sounds like a restaurant. Sure. I mean, he's... No one's really interested in Southall. A quaint community of for him and his people, but not much in the matter of nightlife or interest to a kindred. Richard the Ward, Nosferatu.
No
you
one
know how
sees
I
much
feel
of him.
about them. Yeah, he hasn't been seen for a while. I'm sure if you go digging a hole somewhere, he'll pop up, follow a trail of rat droppings, and I'm sure you'll find him. Gwendolyn has been in a bit of trouble with the Camarilleros. I understand. Made the red list. Probably be an official blood hunt for her. Actually, perhaps all this business with us having to keep our heads down and work in her favor. Give her a little bit longer to live.
What did she do again?
I'm not entirely sure.
Strange. Well, thank you for your help, Astrid.
Of course.
I appreciate you after all these years. It's nice to see something that feels the same. Besides Scarlett's bad attitude, of course.
Of course. You must let me make you something while you're here.
Oh.
Not that there's anything to wear it to, but give me something to do in the meantime.
I would wear it walking down an alley if I got to wear such
Please
finery
don't.
again. I would lift it, of course.
So go to her desk and go through some things. Key card to the hotel room. A credit card that should get you whatever you need. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
I deeply appreciate it.
Good to see you again, lady. And she kiss on each cheek. And that is where we'll go to Tommy.
Tommy.
Did Tommy have to ride around in the taxi while I was making my little stops?
Yep, in the trunk.
He was taking
We
notes.
done yet?
He like sat in the bar and watched for a little while, taking notes.
Tommy, where were you heading? The pub?
Yeah. Would asked to be dropped off at the most rowdy pub area.
All right. Get dropped off in just that. Jimmy's excited to show you the ropes of the rack there. So, Quite a popular feeding ground, you know, lots of fights, lots of blood, that type. Yeah, you enjoy yourself out there. Not too much, like I said, they're looking for us now.
Right, just look for one that's looking to get roughed up a bit. Leave them a little bit worse for wear.
You are, yes, Tommy Smith. It's an alley cat. And for you, the hunt is more literal, like an actual hunt. You're used to fighting for every single thing in your life. Feeding's no different. Though right now you potentially have a little bit more freedom than you're used to. But there's still a mission. There's always a mission. But no one directly telling you what to do. So you're left to handle things on your own. Decide how you're going to collect the items, and you get to decide how you're going to feed. So the hunt is on. So you go, you just find a place with just loud music pouring from it, some awful racket that you don't recognize, but you can feel the energy from it, and not that bad actually. You can get used to it. You go in, and yeah, it's a rough crowd. Lots of leather, lots of smoke, lots of spilt drinks. All ages too. There's definitely like you could tell a bunch of like old dogs here. People have seen it all, been through it all, covered in tattoos, not to be fucked with. Recognize some military tattoos actually, as well as some young, probably a little more lost souls who think they have more of an edge than they really do. But it leads to a lot of clashing between the two groups. The younger group clashes with themselves quite a bit. But something kind of comforting in the chaos. Like I said, you're used to pandemonium. You're really good at drowning it out, and you can stay focused, looking for a target. What sort of person are you looking for?
Just I'm gonna try to like spot like a very hot-headed person,
Sure.
very aggressive. Seems like they're pent up, looking for something.
And you have sensed the beast just passively on, and you can definitely, not only can you sense aggressiveness, which is just off the charts in a lot of people here, you're definitely not the only kindred here as well.
Right, which ones do I pick up one?
There's just a haggard-looking, middle-aged kindred who's given the most space. The bar's packed. People push, shove to get to the bar, get a drinks. No one's bumped into this dude. Which is, he's not big. He's actually pretty skinny, but you could tell he's just a scrappy dude. Just really greasy, spiked, dyed, bright blonde hair, lots of piercings, covered in tattoos. One of the ones you recognize is an army tattoo. Some you recognize. This is a World War I unit. Others you don't recognize. You can tell he's, like I said, he's might be a similar soul, but the beast is sensing that he also might be a little too much. You might not want that kind of trouble. There is also a woman, long orange hair. Doesn't look great, sort of bags under her eyes. Really big smile though. You could tell she's likely on something, or she's drank from someone who is on something. She seems to be sort of in her own world with a group of mortals in one of the on a couch by one of the pool tables. Not that there's any room to really play pool, but they're there.
All right.
But yeah, it's easy to find a couple of people, or a couple hot-headed dudes arguing over, unsurprisingly, a girl, it looks like. One guy's already shoved the one dude into the wall. Another dude looks like he'd like to hit back, but this guy's really sort of domineering him right now. He's definitely winning the posturing battle. Might not even get to fist fight. Though it seems like he's not just a posturing type. He'd hold his own if it did come to blows.
Right. Yeah, I would start to make my way over there, and then kind of like somewhat subtly but intentionally like bump past him, kind of making a show of it.
Sure. Yeah, you go. You just make it a couple steps before you're whipped around. Grabs your shoulder and just spins you around. We forgot our fucking manners. Jesus Christ, what happened to you? Oh.
So I'm sorry, who flipped me around? The guy.
The aggressive.
Okay,
You bumped
okay.
into him and walked past. He grabbed you and spun you around to face him.
Right. Perhaps you should watch where you're standing, mate.
I'm watching while I'm going just fine. You look like you walked right into a fucking bonfire, and he just pokes your face where the sort of just melted, burnt flesh is. Oh, fuck. Circus is in town. What are you here to do?
Oh,
Besides make me lose my fucking lunch.
Does he have a drink?
Yeah. He's got a beer in his other hand.
right. Well, I thought I would go out and cool down a bit for drink. But turns out you're the one who needs cooling.
I slap the drink into his face.
Okay, yeah, you knock the pint that spills over him.
Don't spill beer, dude.
He just looks,
You can't drink it.
you're as fucking stupid as you are ugly. Give me a strength brawl.
Why you gotta waste beer like that, dude? Kind of miss being physical.
Ex-wife.
Probably shouldn't try to explode this dude's head, right?
Maybe you should clarify that you mean having a character with physical.
3.
That's not what I meant.
Okay, so that is what you meant. Okay.
I'll go to you.
You good, bud?
No.
But not so you don't just do 1 point of damage to him. So, yeah, what would you like to do? He goes to swing for you. He's pretty quick actually. You're surprised, even though he seems sort of drunk and aggressive. Usually it's easy to predict their sloppy moves. This guy probably actually knows how to fight because it's not some wild haymaker. He goes for just a strong jab right at you. But you get him first. What do you do?
I think I slip around and just kind of give a quick jab to his kidney.
Okay, yeah, you miss it just short as you go, and yeah, get a nice body shot in.
I'm gonna try to go to grapple him after that.
Okay, give me another one. Yeah, with this, you see he. We'll see.
He's a will. That's a good roll. It's not a great roll. It's only a 3.
There's one. So he goes to just smash this pine over your head. This time you're already inside, and you go and you have him locked up.
Yeah, I would just kind of get him in a Nelson and throw him
And just kind of say,
Yeah, you lead, lad.
and I'd start to walk out of the bar.
Okay. With this, yeah, a lot of people are sort of looking at him like, oh, fuck. And it's definitely gotten actually quieter because of a fight, if anything. Yeah, the guy who's pushing around is just sort of beaming, looking at you, looking at that guy, gives your thumbs up. Yeah, and he's just on the ground, just sort of sitting there at defeat, just stewing. You walk out, but you sense the beast. You feel him just being pushed over the edge in his anger. You head out. Where are you going?
I'd walk into an alley, just kind of wait, knowing what's going to
You go around the alley, waiting just a second where when he comes out, he'll see where you go in. He comes out, you can see he's brandishing a knife. As he comes out, looks both ways, and you go in, and he sprints after you. Give me another.
For this, I will use prowess.
Okay.
Rouse up.
So you go into the alley, the beast getting ready for the hunt, getting ready for the fight.
Good on the
You'll
rouse.
have a little more to the melee.
Guess it's just a brawl.
It's up to you. Well, you could grapple him too if you want.
Nah, I'm just gonna go to strike, like physically damage him.
Blood surge.
A messy critical,
I see a crit.
and that's gonna be 6.
6. Dang, he rolled 2 too. So yeah, he comes in. This time the anger has gotten the best of him. He's forgotten his actual fighting skill. Goes in wide with the knife. This is messy. Yeah, with this you go not quite holding back as much as you should. Again, you're just trying to go for a jab, get him right in the nose, stun him. But his nose is just pushed in, instantly just shattering it as he hits the wall, and he's just choking on his blood. He'll live, maybe, if he doesn't choke on it. But he hits, and he's just sort of, you could tell, just he can't breathe out of his nose now. Just blood's bubbling out. He's spitting blood and starting to choke on it, just sort of against the wall, still trying to fight somehow, but he's a fucking mess.
Yeah, I think at this point I just kind of walk over him, kick the knife away, and just kind of hold him and kind of like just wait till he passes out from blood loss and then feed on him once he passes out.
Okay.
The old Tony Soprano,
Um,
just hold the nose.
You would probably like a little fight, actually. I think I mean, it might make more sense to hold him, but there's something in you that him struggling against you physically keeping him still and feeding from him, that's what the beast wants right now. That's probably what the beast gets. How much are you feeding?
Probably 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You get too easy from him. So he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He just thinks you're a dirty fighter. You get him cursing at you for being a prick for biting him, fight like a man and whatnot. But he just starts to, he's lost a lot of blood. You don't know if he'll actually make it or not now, but probably will.
Like small talk.
Yeah, I'll lick the wound and
Okay.
kind of step away and
Right. Got any mates in there?
You're asking him? Oh, fucking place. Fuck you. He just seems sort of out of it.
I'll just kind of pick him up by the collar, kind of drag him into the bar.
Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Yeah, you bring him in. Yeah, with this, a few people. Right when you probably start to drag him out, people started to gather in the alley to try to see the fight. Luckily, right after you drank, because it was a quick fight.
I just kind of, alright, this one needs some help.
Yeah, all right. Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, he didn't deserve it. Yeah, and a couple people start dragging him off. One of them, you can tell, gets on the phone to.
Call an
He
ambulance.
doesn't call the cops. He calls someone for a ride.
Right.
Don't
Head back
take
into the
all
bar.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ellen,
Everyone
write that
I
down.
learned something here tonight.
Evelyn's not here.
I'm gonna take a seat next to the
Everyone.
scrappy looking lad.
It's pointed.
Tommy, what are you
In.
doing?
I just mean everyone.
You're fighting.
Okay, yeah, you find you're now the second person at the bar who people actually make room for. As they give up a stool, so you sit next to that guy who, he hasn't even moved, looked over, paid attention, he doesn't seem to care. So yeah, he's just sort of sitting there. He's got a pint in his hand, obviously not drinking it.
Pie?
And so you sort of look at him, you can feel someone step right behind you.
Glance around.
It's that woman with that long, sort of badly dyed orange hair. Still not going to say anything, are you? Saw you at Elysium, I did. Strolling in like nothing happened, right?
Sorry, lass. Do I know you?
Now you're sorry. I've waited a long time to hear that, and I don't feel any better. You certainly haven't changed, have you, Tommy? Fucking butcher, soldier, piece of shit.
Right. Suppose we do know each other then.
Yeah, suppose we do.
Checks it out.
Perhaps you could refresh my memory. Been gone for a while.
Memory? Going for a while, looks like you're still up to it. Just killing people indiscriminately, are we?
That one's alive.
Oh, easy. Right.
Now.
Who told you to do that one? Just following orders, right? Whose orders was that?
No. Just fancy to drink.
Oh, so you're following your own drummer now. And this drum was just as much of a prick as the last one.
I hate the feeling, me and you ain't too friendly.
Why would you get a feeling like that, love? You go way back. You really don't remember, do you?
Not a damn thing, love.
Piece of shit.
Is this Lily?
She's nicer.
No,
I'll give
this
her
is-
that.
She's
Way
like
nicer.
I'm
more
scared.
direct, less manipulative.
Long time.
She seems a
Looking
real
for a way to get back to you. Took something I cared about. I was gonna take something you cared about. But guess what? You don't care about shit, do you? Just your duty. Just doing your duty. It's an excuse to be a terrible fucking person. How do I take something when you've got nothing to take, Tommy? Huh?
Quite the riddle.
Quite the fucking riddle, and I don't like riddles, Tommy. I don't like riddles. So, I figured next best step, if I can't take something from you, I'll fucking take something right from the source, shouldn't I?
You saying you want to go out and scrap?
Oh no, it's not gonna be a little scrap. You're not gonna see this coming, Tommy. But I see you. I'll be watching you. I'll be waiting. Shit like that. Didn't remind you of anything. Say her
Got-
fucking name.
Tommy?
Say her name, Tommy. Not your fucking name.
Tommy.
I'm sick of your fucking name. Jennifer. She lost control, sure. She hurt another kindred, sure. She didn't deserve to die for it, Tommy. You lose control. We all lose control sometimes, Tommy. God knows I do. God knows I do. They lost control and the sentence was carried out. Final death. Tommy, you didn't even know the last, but you did it anyway, right? Doing your duty. Mithra says chop. You take your sword and fucking chop. And there's a familiarity. Going back to a memory which you're still not sure is yours. You picked that big fucking sword in that fight. And that's because you've used a big fucking sword like that. You've chopped off Kindred's head with something like that. Not necessarily in a sword fight, but as an executioner.
Right. All that does ring a bell.
We're ringing bells now, Tommy, are we? Well, that's good news, Tommy. That's good news. Well, I hope to ring some more bells for you in the near future, Tommy. I do.
Listen, lass. Still not sure who you think I am or who I
You're
killed.
Tommy fucking Smith, the executioner, the good little soldier. Point and chop, right, Tommy? Point and chop. You chopped, Tommy. She didn't deserve it, but you chopped anyway.
Listen, lass couldn't control herself. It's likely
Like I said, Tommy,
the
we
lass was
all
gonna
lose
get us
control.
killed. I've seen the like down in the trenches. Those who can't control
Tommy,
themselves
we're
just
not
get
in
other
the
people
fucking
killed.
trenches now. It's the problem with people like you. You don't see the difference between the trenches and war and just trying to be what we are. It ain't easy to keep control all the time, Tommy. I know it. You know it. You lose control, and I'll be there when you lose control. But it's fine. You keep your wits about you now. You take it easy. You hang out wherever you need to be. I saw you. I saw your friends. I did. It's fine. You'll slip, and Calico will be watching.
Right.
Got half a fucking mind to start ringing some bells. And at this point, the guy at the bar, it's fucking enough. Right? Right. I'll be seeing you. She quickly scurries away. Fucking bitch.
Unpleasant twat, that one.
Yeah, she is.
I love the word twat. I'm so happy.
Look,
Nice word.
I don't
It's like a
really
fancy
like
curse.
Malkavians. So perhaps it's best if you're attracted to Malkavians, you don't hang out here no more.
Right then. Didn't mean to spoil anything.
No problem. My advice, deal with that one before it deals with you.
What's your name, lad?
Don't worry about it.
We don't know each other, do we?
Looks at you. You have a war tattoo yourself. But yours would be covered unless you want to show it.
Probably not. I think I'd probably still be wearing the shitty jacket
Yeah.
I bought from JCPenney.
Sort of. Keeping up down. Is that an Nosferatu shit? How'd you actually earn those burns?
Owned them. Owned this too. Okay. Show the tattoo.
Yeah, the first ring around. Alright. Look. I understand doing what you gotta do, and if you gotta do it here, I suppose that's fine.
Right. Just want to make sure I wasn't stepping on any toes. Apparently not, but
Nah, you're alright. Tommy, was it?
Tommy.
John. How'd you get out of the other one? Round 2. He points to another unit tattoo.
Right, missed that one, I think. Not familiar with it. The ink was away. What happened?
Same shit. Honestly. I mix the two up all the time. Not as much mud in this one, though. That Trenton shit you were used to. Yeah. Whole different type of warfare. More firepower, whatnot. I like to say I preferred it, actually. They gave us a real good, they gave us a good enemy. We were heroes for that one. We were Nazis and whatnot.
Right. Didn't feel like heroes after the first one.
No, the feeling faded after the second one, too. It's alright. That's enough of getting all soppy. I got stuff to do. He just goes back to staring at his drink.
Right. I swivel around in a chair, start to take a leave.
Okay.
Keep an eye on Calico.
Yeah, at a glance, she seems to have left the premises. And that is where we'll take our final break. Come back a little bit. Bye. All right, we're back.
I'm scared.
Most people have
Did you just cheers?
connected to a little bit of something
The
from their
people.
past. We have fed all of us except one.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay, what are we gonna do?
No, you do it.
He said I
Find
do
a vagrant.
it. So, okay, hang on, everybody stop.
But find a vagrant.
Alice,
I didn't mean it. I
Mockingdale.
didn't mean
So
it
here's
to
the
be
problem.
There's an Osiris, so
Yes.
you need thralls, you
I
need
need a thrall.
followers, you need some social group that
So-
abides by your words and acts as ideal mules. You need these sort of social spaces with these people that not only keep you attached to human society, it still allows you to be above it. That's the relationship you like, that's the feeding situation you prefer. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna find a vagrant.
All right, so who wants to go next?
No, I do want to find a vagrant, but not to just like fuck him over like I did the last guy.
You did pay the man last
I,
time.
it doesn't make me feel better about it.
What little money we had at the time.
Hold on a second. That's a good way to get a following. One homeless man tells the other homeless man that there's a lady who's going to pay you to get bit. You'll get around up a whole bunch of homeless men real fast.
And women.
Yeah.
So I'll shortly after Darius leaves, I will head down to the front. Is anybody down there?
The lobby?
Yeah. The like lady there.
Yeah.
Oi, Mum. What's Fleet Street looking like these days?
Couldn't tell you, Mum. I don't spend much time there. I
Yeah, all right.
probably wouldn't recommend you either. Nice lass like you.
Thanks for the tip. And I head to Fleet Street.
No!
Call attention on to.
All right, call up Jimmy. He drops you off at Fleet Street.
And I would like to find. Whoa.
That's for the episode title.
I'm about to
Have we used Linkin Park yet?
I think so.
We're not doing them for these ones though.
Dang it.
I'll work it into our other game.
Thank you.
Okay.
We'll get there. I would like to kind of look for a girl, probably in her 20s, around the age that I look, and see if I can find somebody. Just like on the street.
Yeah, it's looking for
somebody who probably is down on her luck.
Snooping around a bit and kind of going off the beaten path. You could find a group of what you assume to be people living on the street.
Okay.
It's a bit late. They're not really. There's enough foot traffic to be panhandling or anything. So they've sort of went back to their makeshift shelters.
All right. Yeah. So I would just look for a girl around that age and see if I could just kind of sit up next to her.
Yeah. So you just go and you. Obviously, they're all giving you quite wary looks. She's sitting with a group of two others. Yes.
How are you this night?
What the hell do you want?
Company? What the hell do you want?
Company? Do we look like we need fucking company?
No, but I do.
All right.
All right.
Well, it's sad for you, innit?
A little bit, but...
All right. We don't need that sadness here. We've got enough shite on our plate. Get on.
I'm sure you got fucking shite on your plate. I've had enough shite on my own plate.
Oh,
Wanna
yeah.
get some off?
What you on about?
A lot of shit. It's gonna sound shite.
We say
Sorry,
shite.
I'm sorry.
Actually, I'm not sure, but
No, it's,
Shite.
it is.
It's shite.
you know.
I'm not here.
You're not there.
Just stop talking to me.
Shit. Shite.
You do see Winston there. I told you about my pal Henry.
Look. Sure, a lot of folks around here feel bad for you, tell you you're down on your luck. Is that right?
Not really in the game for pity.
I'm not here to give you any pity. I'm asking if that's what people say about you.
I don't give a fuck what people say, but yeah, they probably say something of the sorts.
That's a pretty good mentality to have. They say you're down on your luck, that's bullshit, right? Luck ain't real. People at the top, they're born on the top. People on the bottom, they're born on the bottom. Fortune's wheel was anything, then eventually you'd rise back up there, yeah?
Sure.
Somebody took the fucking spokes out the wheel. It's not turning anymore. You want to give it a push? 'Cause I used to be out here on the street.
Yeah, what are you getting on about, though?
Told you, lot of shite. Probably not gonna make a whole lot of sense, but I got something I can offer you
All right.
if you're willing. If you can trust somebody you just met. Somebody who's been where you've been and clawed her way out. If you got
her one
nothing
friend
to
looks.
lose.
I think she wants us to do weird stuff. Main girl looks at you. And I'm getting that vibe too a bit. Give me
No.
Believe me.
a charisma. It's up to you if this one to be leadership or persuasion.
It's persuasion because I don't have any leadership. We're rolling one at a time.
We don't have time for that.
We do.
I think we might.
Oh, it's bestial. This is bad.
Well-
This is bad.
Hey,
She can't re-roll and it's a bestial fail.
at least you fed.
Oh, what's your charisma?
I thought
Not
you
good.
said.
I got willpower though. I just can't reroll
You,
those.
you only fed one
If
earlier?
it helps, I think we were on
So
for
with
all
this,
the
they're-
Yeah, that is a great
That was very good.
bit.
They're,
That's so good.
I mean, it's a bit sudden and much, yeah, and they're a paranoid group, as you would expect, but they're definitely listening. But you're getting a bit impatient.
Yeah.
Again, you are better than them, and you like getting the followers, but if they only understood what you were actually offering, and you feel like you might need to escalate things, so you do. And that's when the fangs come out. And with this, the guy with them just immediately gets up and sort of stumbles back and falls on his ass. The other girl sort of grabs the girl you were talking to, and she just steadies there. Oh, what the fuck?
Where am I at?
You guys are probably near the riverbank.
Or no, I mean like how much control do I have over what's about to happen?
You don't have control of the fact that the beast is out.
The fangs are out,
Yeah.
but I'm not feeding.
No.
Okay,
Because
so I can-
you failed and you got sick of this back and forth, this persuasion.
I'm
It's
gonna
time to
show the
show
power.
them why they need to be worshiping you.
Okay.
Because you are not like them.
I told you I got power. Clawed my way out of here. Do you want some of that?
She looks at the other girl, looks at her. You look over at the guy who's clearly pissed himself at this point, and he's just still hasn't moved, as if like him staying still means you can't see him. She goes, "Fuck, Mick, get up."
Say, yeah, Mick, get up.
He gets up. Sure.
All right. I lean into biter.
Oh, you're going right for it then. Yeah, with this, she sort of steps up and sort of looking at you, and you're looking eye to eye, things out, look at the others, and then you just go and bite her. The other girl goes to sort of grab you off of her, but you just sort of shove her off easily and start to suddenly feed her. She fights too for a second, just freaking out a little bit, but then goes still. Mick, you see, takes off.
That's one.
How much would you like to drink?
Just two.
Okay. You get your two from her, stopping, looking at the clothes. She's quite lightheaded, but stable.
It's a give and take, love. And I get the knife out of my bag.
The real fucking deal.
And I offer her.
She looks again back to the other girl who just sort of nods, and she goes in and it seems kind of gross at first. She just has to go for it, and she drinks a little bit.
Many
So you
sandwiches.
get hungrier by one.
Okay.
Pulls back. That's actually quite something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with that. And I look at the next girl. What about you?
Yeah, all right.
And then I feed off her. Do
Okay.
the same thing.
So you just take one away since you're going to give it up in a second anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, do the same with her. And again, yeah, both of them just sort of looking at each other, looking at you. Fuck, what now?
Now? What do you want to do?
Hey, this is a lot you're dropping on our plate. I feel like you've been taking the lead.
You want to learn?
I don't know what we're learning, but sure.
You want to see the world that everyone else can't see? And I want to try to teach him how to do Auspex, the Sense the Unseen. Or start to.
Okay. So, yeah, you can spend a good chunk of this evening then. They have Auspex in the blood that's now in them. You start to help them see things beyond. And there are a lot of strange, sort of, don't seem quite too friendly spirits, but there's definitely things that perceive beyond the veil in this area. London's an old city. A lot of old spirits around. And yeah, I'll say you spend a good chunk of time sort of showing them that and teaching them. What else do you want to instill in them besides
So
they can understand how to do this thing with their soul? Have no idea what this is. They understand what a vampire is from media, but this is all pretty mind blowing to them.
the two big things is they can't tell anyone,
Okay.
and that their friend Mick is gonna have to get on board,
Okay.
and then I'll be back, and I'll take care of them.
Okay. You're just gonna have them wait here then. They'll meet him back at this area.
Yeah, and I'll try to set something up for him.
Might
Something better than this. Better than Fleet Street.
How so?
Stop singing Sweeney Todd.
I
I
know
don't
you have
know
a
yet.
friend with powerful.
Yeah,
abilities.
I have friends, and we'll try to get him somewhere warmer.
So yeah, but specifically, where are you gonna keep these? 'Cause that will matter.
No nice safe.
Not
A
anymore.
little
We don't.
smoky, but might still work.
Yeah, charred but functional.
Can't like melt a safe, right?
No.
Gasoline, right?
Maybe put him up in like a hotel or a motel somewhere, an inn.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him a hotel for a little bit. Do you have money?
I have any money that we have that I
That you
didn't
didn't spend on the
clothes.
vagrant.
Yeah, that
Which
I
wasn't
didn't.
a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
You didn't spend
You s-
anything on clothes.
I didn't spend anything on
But you
clothes.
gave it to
I gave
the homeless man in the tunnel.
some pounds.
Sure. Yeah. You could set him up in a decent mid-range place for a few nights.
Okay.
Okay. With that, the evening closes. You guys can what?
Would I have time to get back to the hotel to leave a note that I was gonna stay at the new place?
The coven?
Where I would leave them the address of if
Leave
they
who?
got back in time, like at our hotel.
You could call the moon palace.
We
How do phones
to leave
work?
a message. I don't have a cell. We only were given one cell phone, right?
I assume
she-
the rest of you were given. I think
I think they only give us one.
They gave us
Beginning.
one that had the number.
Well, you
in it.
you were
could.
given one from them.
Okay.
When you went, you had access to whatever you wanted once Queen Anne put you on the job. So if you guys wanted to
Okay.
grab burners, then you could
That's
have.
Okay, so I could
wouldn't
have.
Yeah.
Hotels have phones. You could
Yeah.
use a hotel phone to call the moon palace and
Yeah,
leave
you
a
have
message
time
at
to
the front
leave,
desk.
to leave a message at the Moon Palace
Okay.
that you'll be staying at this other hotel.
Yeah, and then give the address for them to come stay if they got back in time or whatever.
Okay.
So I would leave that and then stay at the new place.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys start getting back to the Moon Palace, there's that message. If you'd like to go stay at that hotel instead of this one.
Sure.
Do I have a place to sleep in my lab?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the basement's you've got a little walled off sleeping area there. It's
Yeah.
nothing luxurious by any means, but it's not like you're organized, respectable individual. So it's a nice. Like I said, nothing fussy, nothing opulent, but
I probably need to reconvene with these guys anyway, so I'll meet at the new hotel.
okay. But is everyone doing that? Okay. Yeah, there wouldn't be too much moonlight left. All of your stuff took quite a while, but eventually can meet up at the hotel where she's at. The nicer part of town, downtown. Yeah, you have a whole suite, so there's room for everyone. If they plan on actually staying there during that day.
Does everyone make it back in time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we have about, I'll say about an hour or two.
So, I still have some connections in town that I made an investment in a very long time ago. So obviously, as we have recently discovered with inflation, has accrued me a decent amount of at least staying space for now. And a little bit of connection, so hopefully we can use that to our benefit. But as for now, we can stay here for as long as we need.
Much appreciated.
Nicest place I can remember staying in, for sure.
It's much better than that tomb we woke up in. We definitely need to keep our wits about us around here, though. A lot of cameras or whatever. So keep things above board as we walk around this area, and I think we'll be okay. Everyone have a successful evening.
Very much so.
Incredibly, yeah.
Yeah, made some enemies.
Oh.
Found some, I suppose.
That's good.
Same
guess.
old thing.
It's bound to happen, I suppose.
Should we be worried?
I don't know. Killed this lass's mate. So
Tommy.
How long you
Wait,
been
you
waiting to do that?
not tonight. A long time ago.
Yeah, I guess
For-
that's probably true for a lot
For
of
a reason.
I suppose.
You
Hard to
remember?
say. No.
Did she explain?
Just said I swung the axe, so to say. Executioner style.
Mm.
For Mythos.
I suppose. That's our claim.
So we got a handmaiden and an executioner. I don't know what we are. Interesting.
I suppose it might be the doc. Doc?
Tommy. quite humorous.
Are you flirting with him?
Shut up.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I'm working on small talk. She's been showing me a few things.
Everyone took notes, I know.
Who is taking note from what?
Well, if everyone had a good, decent night, what's the next night hold for us? What is the next plan? What are we doing?
Right then. That's what I'm wondering too.
Well, I have maybe a slight connection to the Nosferatu. I helped at Elysium, assuming he made it out alive, which I feel like we should discuss at some point in the future, how that all came to be and how Prince Anne knew about it, but failed to share it to anyone else but us.
Yeah, that was
aside-
kind of shit.
Yeah, and I feel Kindred would not be as appreciative of her as they were if they really knew the situation. However,
They know
that's not to
now.
make enemies when we don't need to yet.
Right, who gives a fuck about Queen Anne when we got the seal? Ain't no reason to go bothering her no more.
However, I mean, we also know about where the Salsa character is. Sasha? Salsa? Something
Sri
like that.
Sansa.
I'm
Sri
not-
Sansa. So, that one. With subtle spice and whatnot. My contact said no one much cares about that area, but it obviously is still important to us. So maybe
Who's your
tomorrow
contact?
Well, you may not know the brand Givenchy, but it's the company I invested in a long time ago that I hold over Scarlett's head unbeknownst, which is very satisfying considering her smirk that never leaves her face. But yes, a designer or whatever.
So she's like wealthy and very posh.
Yes, she...
So she doesn't care about it. The posh don't care about it. Doesn't mean nobody cares about it.
Well, I'm saying the upper echelon of kindred society.
Right.
Which is where the power's held. Doesn't mean it's not important, which it obviously is for us. So it's interesting to keep both of those things in mind, especially considering the Nosferatu have some of our one of our items as well, which I find very fascinating that two parts of society that we like to exclude are so important to us.
Street rat can be a handmaiden. It's not that surprising, is it?
I suppose not.
Right then.
However,
Alright, so we got a clay seal from Lady Anne. I guess we're going for the silver ring then from Sansa, right? Do I have that correct?
Seems to be easiest path for us forward.
and if we have time, I'll try to get in contact with.
You flustered.
It's
You
getting
alright,
late.
lads?
with
Sound funny.
You got lipstick on you.
with our Nosferatu, sometime in the next night or two.
We also have that file, right?
Yeah, I'll pull it out. The Richard the Ward file.
Okay. This files a few things. He was the spy master for Mithras. Also one of the co-conspirators with Valerius of Mithras' downfall.
Dead man.
I didn't say it. Did you say it?
No,
He
yeah,
claims domain.
I did- okay, well,
of
I
the
would've.
Entire London Underground. Quite old, quite dangerous, and has sort of taken the underground as his own now, to where he hasn't really surfaced in quite some time. A lot of people think he either doesn't exist, he's almost become a bit of a myth, as sort of this all-seeing Nosferatu in the underground sort of story that some people think the Nosferatu just tell other clans. But according to this file, they're very confident that he is still alive and well. They know that he is an accomplished thaumaturge, which is strange for a Nosferatu. And they believe this may be linked to some sort of effect that the underground has, to where it's very hard to stave off hunger while down there. A lot of kindred, while it should be kind of easy hunting, if they wander around or stay down too long, end up going into a hunger frenzy. And they think there might be they're not sure how it is, they assume he has something to do with that. But it's nothing the Queen or any of her agents have been able to figure out or get around.
Right then. So what's in this files, right? Then perhaps let's take the lighter workload. Go talk to the Sri Sansa tomorrow.
Tremere, yeah. It's my clan.
Alright.
Sound tip top.
Do we know if he's friend or foe?
It's a he.
Yeah, I don't know, but I get the feeling that the Tremere and I might not be the best of friends. I was a little bit of a spy.
Right.
If you are a bad spy, then they'll know that. But if you're a good one, they might still trust you.
Feel like I could have been a good spy, but I have no idea.
Oh, come on, you're the best spy.
Well,
The best spy.
It's a new store, so
2012. I mean, I'd like to tell you I was the best spy, and that we show up there and they have no idea, and we're best of friends, and like maybe this man is in love with me. It's the easiest thing in the world, but I can't promise that. I can only tell you this is what I know. So.
Well, we have that in a back pocket if you did do a good job, so
If nothing
plan
else,
on going with that lead.
I remember being with Mithras, so it probably came out at one point or another where my loyalties lied. So
Let's just
we all
hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yeah.
let's hope for the best, because I'm still very hurt from our last.
Yeah, not feeling great.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm
but-
also yes.
Mithras entrusted him well enough. Give him one of these items.
Yeah, that's true.
Well enough to kill
Well-
him.
Well,
Co-conspirator.
it says believed to be in the possession of in the letter, right? That's the wording. So it's not like it was gifted to him. It somehow ended up in his possession. That doesn't mean Mithras gave it to him. It just means he got it.
It-
So,
I mean,
Alright.
the idea is that he also helped kill Mithras, right?
Sri Sansa, no.
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 Wait, what did I have?
That's
That
the
was-
war.
Richard
DeWard.
DeWard.
Oh, I'm
And
so sorry.
Nosferatu helped
Sorry,
kill
We're
yeah.
talking about Sansa. I'm sorry.
You're all right.
Apology accepted.
So, however, Sansa ended up with it. Are you laughing?
No, you're right. You're fine.
However, Sansa ended up with it. You know, we don't know that it was a gift from Mithras. We don't know anything. But Richard DeWard, his was gifted to him, so Mithras trusted him. So that's a betrayal for sure.
Right.
Beautiful.
Well,
The Tremere, they're in a bad way. I don't know
We
if
might
you
be
know
able to help them.
it. Yeah, they got. You know how Elysium got just fucked.
Busted.
Yeah, busted. That's a nice way to say it. And yeah, that happened in Vienna to the Tremere. They got completely.
and Mithras didn't like the Tremere.
What? Well, no. It's all blood bonds and.
But Mithras used you to infiltrate the Tremere?
Yeah, I got
They
the
weren't really
magic.
allowed in the city.
No, they weren't allowed in the city, and I got in, got the secrets, and I
So-
guess got out.
So it may be more of what we can give them as well,
Right.
which is practically nothing at this point. But
Well,
If London's if London's in danger, as the letter says, then we can give them a heads up. That's something.
right. Either way, we ain't gonna find nothing out unless we go poking around ourselves.
Let's just do it the right way because I'm not combat trained. So,
Right. And stay behind me, mate.
alright. Thank you for that.
I will.
That's what I wanted, that's what I wanted to hear.
Are you flirting back?
Maybe. Maybe so.
All right. If there's nothing else, then you guys would slumber here. Moving to some of the inner rooms, so there's no windows too, obviously.
So
Do not
cozy.
disturb.
so excited.
Yeah. Staying in a
Sleep
very,
here.
very nice
Clean,
luxury
like-
suite.
Satin sheets.
Next evening, rouse check.
Do we get 2 this word?
She failed.
Second, blood potency 2?
I don't think for waking up. What does it say on there?
Rouse reroll level 1.
Okay, try to
That's
kill.
for discipline. So
Okay.
some level 1 disciplines are roused, and you can reroll those.
Try to heal.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm good.
And if you're trying to heal, you may do so.
I'm not trying to heal because I will go to 4.
I'm not trying to heal
That's how you
because I
feel.
just failed my rouse check, so.
I need to heal.
Dude, I'm fucking topped
I
off.
have
Tiptoe.
2
Everyone stay
aggravated.
behind timing. All right. Roll 3 dice.
Is he flirting with all of us?
Oh yeah.
All me.
Tommy.
What? For this one?
Get
That's only
1
1 hunger, and you
hunger.
heal 1 aggravated.
But you got 4 successes, didn't you?
Technically. What about superficial?
That goes away.
Your stamina rating.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
For the last 2
and then
nights.
there were 4 of them.
Yeah, that's
Oh, and I got my will back.
Yeah.
okay.
Composure resolved and will back. What's the plan?
Right. Head down to this restaurant. Right.
Try to have a nice conversation, see where it goes.
Will we need a reservation?
You said it's not that nice a place. Posh people don't care about it. Probably not.
Does anyone want to eat something before we go to the restaurant?
I mean,
I'm alright.
possibly.
Usually when people ask that, it's because they're hungry.
You're headless all night.
That's
Right.
what I'm asking.
Listen, mate.
The hospital's
You gotta get a
not
bite.
far.
You gotta get
If
a
you want to
bite.
swing by the hospital, it'll be easy pickings.
Yep.
If he's doing that, then I'll go visit.
I'm just prepping for the worst.
Visit the hotel where I have the girls and see if Nick's there. Probably not, though.
Okay, so this will take longer for going
Yeah.
around different stuff.
Is that what?
Downtown is where this hospital is, where this hotel is. So
Yeah, I'm just
that wouldn't take too. I mean,
Oh,
you can
okay, then-
you can
then-
feed there
No,
too if
okay,
you like.
that's fine.
You don't, especially now that you've gotten your fix a little bit. If you're predator type, you don't have to do that every time.
Okay, then I'll just feed over
So
there.
if you want to piggyback off of a sleeping victim, that wouldn't be too hard.
I,
do that.
however, will take a negative if I do not feed from my preferred
So well,
type. So,
to
Rich
which there are
people get
plenty
sick.
of in this hotel.
yes. I would just kind of skip the formalities if I can.
Just go to straight pop all, full
Oh,
seduction, and easy enough.
Yeah, like in the bathroom or something. Again, just
Okay.
go straight for the
For
bite.
the sake of brevity, then, you can each feed for 2 more.
I just need one.
Just the 2 hours of feeding scenes. We don't need to do another one.
You need to get a bite to eat for one.
Because I'm assuming
Okay.
the worst is gonna happen,
Oh
and I
my
need to
God.
heal.
Never mind. We got players.
I
out
need
there.
to
I'm gonna
heal
make sure
next.
something
I need
goes
to
We
heal
down.
have
next.
things to do tonight,
One,
man.
I have 4 aggravated. Okay.
Oh.
I need.
Yeah, but I just crit
Can
on
I,
you.
after I
All right.
The coma victim wakes up.
What are you doing?
after I feed, can I heal aggravated?
No, you have to do it when you
Okay, that's fine. I'll put these back.
Okay,
Who else is dying?
quick feed.
I have 3.
I have one
Yikes.
No worries.
superficial
She'll be
now.
fine.
I have 1 empty box. Let's just say that. If I get hit at all, I'm back into torpor.
No, you can get hit
You
twice.
get hit twice.
No bullets.
With bullets?
Those are superficial.
It just depends.
Just hope it only
On the
does 1
situation.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Twice.
like glazing you.
You
Okay,
can take 2
you guys-
damage, or 1
I'm assuming called
aggravated.
Jimmy. Should have rhymed with
Jimmy.
soulful.
Roll.
So I thought it was a bit out of London, sort of like the suburbs in a way. I'll give you a quick synopsis on the way. It's actually home, the largest Punjabi community outside the Indian subcontinent. Punjab is a state in India, northern India.
I know.
I know.
Well, be playing the Indian guy might. Either way, very large Indian, specifically Sikh community. It's again not known for its nightlife because it's such a religious community. This religion has religious laws against stuff like that, so it's not really in the culture for there to be a thriving nightlife. So there's really not much kindred here because it'd be slim pickings. I'll let you know that there has been a lot of issues there with apparently there's been an outbreak, as some people call it, of thin blood.
Exciting.
But he doesn't get out there much, but Jimmy thinks it's a nice neighborhood. So there's some lively shopping and whatnot. Although most of that will probably be closed by the time we get there. Well, he's sort of giving you a little tour history as he's driving out. It's maybe 30, 40 minutes out of the city. He suddenly sort of slams the car to a stop as a group of like maybe teenagers sprint across the street. He barely prevented himself from hitting them. Looking over, you can see you're sort of driving along a river. There's a small cluster of bridges, 3 bridges, which those of you around London might be familiar with the area. It was a big deal when it was made. It's sort of this area where there's a canal, a road, and then a train track. Literally 3 different modes of transportation bridges. It's very cool at the time. Looks kind of run down and probably not as an architectural wonder as it once used to be considered. Right now it looks to be just sort of a hangout for a bunch of sort of teenagers hanging out, doing whatever. Although some have sprinted and it seems that maybe a fight broke out or something because people are sort of booking it. You can see one is like holding his arm, bleeding pretty bad. Another sort of rushes up to him and immediately starts drinking from, looks like maybe a stab wound or something. You can see a woman not too far. Older, clearly she wasn't hanging out. She's probably literally going through a jog or something. She's in athletic gear. It's good. Seems to be in a panic, and you see her on her phone.
Stop the car. Let me out.
Yeah, the car stopped because they just slammed the brakes, and right, Mom? And yeah, you could hop out if you'd like.
Yeah, I jump out and I entrance her.
Okay, you rush up to this woman and hit her with an entrance, which succeeds. She's mortal. Although it's a rouse check for you.
Yes.
Didn't you just feed?
And then,
Okay. Yeah, you run. She's got the phone in her hand. She just looks up, and you can see she's dialing. What do they dial there? 999.
999.
There's a song from IT Crowd. I can't remember.
I was
it.
gonna. I remember
Yeah,
watching a lot
yeah.
of crime documentaries.
Yeah, right,
British.
guys.
Season 1,
Yeah.
2, 4, 9.
I did watch
And
this
I would
show.
also-
It's a good show.
Been a while.
Activate
I think Dan
awe
still has the whole thing memorized.
Sure.
to increase that.
Yeah, she just looks
You
and
too,
she's dialed.
I
She's
know,
hit. You can hear someone on the
crazy.
other end. Hello, hello. She's just
Oh
looking
my
at
gosh.
you.
I just got lost with my cabbie. He has no idea where he's going. Ugh. Once they get out of the city, they have no idea what they're doing. You know what I mean, don't you?
Sure.
Could you help me, please?
She's pointing. You can still hear the operator on the other end.
Honestly, I just really need your help. There's no emergency or anything.
Well, I mean, not with you, Mom, but that boy's bleeding. And
Can I move to like go break up the kid from killing this kid?
Sure. You rush in and.
And I would try to kind of escort her away to like another
Sure.
area.
She'll eventually. Yeah, she'll just hang up and she'll go with you, and she'll start giving you directions to where you needed. She seems to be more focused on you now than whatever just happened. Yeah, you run up, and it's two probably teenagers, younger, Indian descent. Yeah, one looks like it's a pretty bad stab wound. You can tell it's bleeding good. The other one's just like drinking from it. You don't see fangs or anything though. He's literally just like lapping up the blood, and the dude's sort of freaking out. He's like, "Fuck!" He's like, more of these gonna be in trouble. Also confused what's going on. They seem to know each other though. The kids are going, "No, it's fine. The no cops. We'll do this for now. It'll help. Trust me." Guys, like, fuck, whatever. It's weird. And you kind of rush up to those two. Most others seem to have scrammed, thinking the cops were going to be called because of some fight broke out. Clearly, one kid got stabbed. And yeah, the one looks at you, and he hasn't stopped sort of looking at the blood. He's just sort of looking, and both of them sort of look a bit startled at your...
I'll walk up with Tommy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll walk up as
Person
well.
experience.
Sure, yeah. And you three sort of go. And they tense up a little bit.
Right.
The one is looking sort of holds the wound a little bit. Fuck off for fun, eh?
Really, because you almost got busted.
Right, lad. It's a bit
Take care of ourselves.
That jogger almost ruined it for you.
It'd be gone before the cops came. I'm not afraid of fucking cops.
It's not that.
Your lad here looks like he's about to bleed out.
No, I've got him. He'll be all right. Thanks for your concern.
Right. Well, what's all this then?
The fight got out of control. Someone got a knife out. Jamal here got cut pretty good. I'll take care of him.
Who pulled the knife out?
One of those other fuckers. They've always out here brandishing it. Didn't think they'd actually use it, but here we are. It'll be fine, sir.
Do I get her on her way, or do I need to keep track of her a little bit more?
You're looking back, but it's going to take a few moments to sort of clear her from this.
Okay.
You're not sure you're quite comfortable her going back until you know what happens with over here. But yeah, the one who's licking the blood, still quite a bit of it sort of on his chin and front of his shirt. It's just mostly talking to the doctor. You could give me intelligence medicine if you like. To get the nature of...
Over here and tell them what's what.
bestial fail.
So the stab's pretty good, actually. Got down the arm. Probably not fatal, but could get pretty bad. He needs to go to hospital. You might be able to treat it, though. You have your bag, I'm assuming, on you or in the car.
I'll go to the cab and grab my bag. And, all right, let me see that.
The one that's drinking, it's fine.
No,
Trust me.
it could get a lot worse. If he doesn't get to hospital soon, it could get that much
I
worse.
said it's fine.
All right.
And you can sense there's a beast in him. A weak one. It's in him.
All right. Perhaps we shouldn't do this on the street, though.
Yeah, you should get out of the way.
All right, lad. You come with us.
I come up and I just grab this kid.
The hurt one?
No, the
The one that was
beast.
drinking?
Yeah.
He shoves off. He'll go willingly. He looks like he wants to fight, but he can see he's more of you than him.
Well, we're just gonna make sure you and your lad make it out all right.
He'll be fine. Just take care of him, and I'll be on my way. And he tries to just leave if you let him.
I won't.
Okay, you color him again. Give me a dex medicine. And while he's doing that, he just sort of gets in your face a little bit. Look, I don't think you understand what you're getting into here, son.
Well, lad, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to do for you. Trying to keep your ass out of.
I try to stealthily flash a bit of fang at him, having not said much the whole time.
Sure. Yeah, his. Oh. All right. His-
He's gonna be alright. Our friend's
What'd
pretty
you get?
good.
Yeah, you get out. You start sewing it up.
Yeah.
It hurts. You're a good doctor, not the most empathetic doctor. You don't bother with pain stuff. You just start sewing, and when he starts,
Drink
aesthetics.
you can give him some if you'd like.
No, I'm not gonna waste on this.
Yeah, I was assuming like
No.
he'll be fine. I sort of tell him not to be a baby, sew him up, bandage him, do a quick and pretty good job. Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. You were saying that someone had a knife. They've been throwing it around here for a little bit.
Yeah, just posturing and whatnot actually got in his face. He decided to use it this time.
Who is it?
It was Ricky.
Ricky.
I look at the kid who's probably a thin blood. He just some kid. Just some asshole.
Jamal's Ricky. Yeah.
Ricky,
this,
just some asshole.
this stuff happens a lot.
Yeah, alright.
Tensions run high here. Sometimes people get hurt. Sometimes people bleed. And, don't let that opportunity go to waste.
Right, lad. Well, the way I see it, and you may not see the same, but I don't give a fuck. Is that we just did you a favor, so you're gonna do us a favor.
Fuck. Yeah. They warned us about this shit. What do you want?
Looking for
$20.
someone named Sri Sansa.
Guru Sansa. Yeah. Alright. What day is it? It's probably at the library.
Alright, lad. Hop in the car, you take us there and tell us everything you know about him. Then you'll be on your way.
Fuck. I shouldn't be going with you. Oh, I got friends too, you know.
Am I back by now?
Yeah.
Favor's a favor.
I have.
We do this and I'm good.
You're good.
Yep.
Yeah, alright.
Hop in.
Hop in the cab with you. Yeah, at the libraries these nights. He holds the thing with his followers. He's a bit of a celebrity around here. I'm assuming you already know he's one of us.
Right.
Yeah, they all clamor over him and his words of wisdom and whatnot.
But not you.
I don't need that shit.
Who turned you?
Look, I do this and we're even. We don't need to get into all that.
You seem awfully young. You seem like you don't have anyone looking out for you and you're just lapping your friend's blood on the side of the road.
Some of us look out for each other. We're fine.
You very nearly broke the masquerade tonight. And that is not acceptable. Not when Heralds,
So you've
if
come
you,
out from the city to tell us what to do, then that's
No.
it.
Right,
I'm telling
Lady
you.
Catherine. Perhaps we'll stick to just what we agreed to.
He's got a sense of self-preservation, this one.
and I have a sense of money for information.
I don't need your fucking money.
Listen, he already owes us.
We got our information. He's taking
Let's let
his
the
time.
lad tell us what he needs to know, and then we'll let him go.
Save his ass the next time.
What else do you know about him? He's a guru, followers. Who are they?
It's a bunch of people looking for answers or whatever. I don't know. Higher meaning in all this. I do hear he's quite good. Smart guy. He's very nice. It's just, I'm not into that shit, you know?
Understandably.
What shit do you mean?
Mysticism, talking to the dead, and miracles and all that.
Magic.
Sure.
Alright.
It's a weird energy there. But yeah, I mean, he leaves us alone. We leave him alone.
This lad here connected to those like us from the city.
Who?
Tree.
Connected to the... I mean, I don't know. He's lived here forever. Huge fucking family lives here, too. He's the South Hole through and through. At least as far as I've known.
Interesting. Very well.
I haven't seen many of your kind from the city paying us a visit out here.
You haven't been alive very long. The city reaches far out here, and likewise.
But yeah, eventually you arrive at the library. After hours, but it seems to be open for this occasion, this event. Parking lot is quite full. The building itself is pretty plain though. But you can see sort of the main area, the lights are on, other wings seem closed. And you can see sort of a banner hung above the door that just says Life's Answers with Guru Sansa. We good now?
Right. Piss off, lad.
Will do.
Take care of yourself.
And he's gone.
Right then. Let's go in there like a couple of gullible fucks. Listen to what this fucker has to say.
Very well.
Alright, you head inside. It seems to already be well underway. You guys would be quite late if anyone was paying attention to anyone but him. A pretty large crowd just sort of gathered in this main sort of lobby area of the library. You sort of have to shoulder your way, push through the crowd to get to see the actual man himself. You see is a very, very handsome Indian man, long, flowing, light blue robes, a deep red turban. He's very neatly maintained beard and clear, dark eyes. And he seems to be sort of walking around this large table covered in folds of brightly colored cloth, decorated with vases of orange and pink dahlias. Everyone here is just hanging on his every word, as he seems to be in the middle of speaking about teachings of reincarnation and the karmic cycle. Listening for a few moments, what he says is pretty interesting, and he seems to know what he's talking about. It's not really preachy as much as very intriguing, inspirational if you're into that thing. But not too far into his speech, and this seems also just to be off the top of his head. You could tell this isn't rehearsed, or if it is, it's very well done, where he really seems to be speaking from the heart and from a place of wisdom. But a middle-aged woman, and most of the people here gathered also seem to be of Indian descent. You guys stick out a little bit, actually. But again, that's if anyone was paying attention to anyone but him. Middle-aged woman eventually sort of reaches out and sort of grabs at his robes, and he doesn't even react. He just kind of puts a hand on her hand. She just sort of goes, "Please, my son, He just sort of sighs. You keep asking this, and I understand your desire to reconnect, but I urge you to seek closure and connection through other ways. And she continues to insist. Seems to wear him down a little bit. He says, I'll do what I can. Sort of murmurs among the crowd. Some people close to her family, most likely, look similar, sort of hold her tight. So he says, I will do this because I can feel something desperate on the other side to complete this connection you so seek. Perhaps I can be the conduit, perhaps use some of my own energy to weaken this conflict between this realm and the next. It will take a heavy toll, but please make the best of it should it work. And you know this isn't guaranteed. Just nods. He holds her hand in his own and sort of presses his forehead to hers. You guys can hear it's like a child's voice. Is there Mama? She looks up, tears in her eyes. Amrit? Mama, yes, it's me. Because I'm so happy to hear from you. Are you? He said, Mama, don't worry. I am no longer sick. Things are better here. But things can be good there too, please. I cannot wait to see you again, but I will wait, and you must wait. And one day we'll be reunited, and things will be good. But right now things are good for me, and things should be good for you. Please, Mama, for me. And she just breaks down in tears of joy. And the people near her sort of have to catch her as she's just weeping. You see others crying. And you see the guru just sort of holding on as she collapses. He still has her hand, and he looks kind of physically drained by this. As he kisses her hand and lets her go, sort of leans on the table for a moment. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
Can I do an occults check to see if this is bullshit?
Yeah, give me a wits occult.
Can I do sense the unseen?
Yes, you can.
I would like to activate prowess.
There you go.
This, whatever, like, if it's
5.
casting something else,
Uh,
but I don't feel like it is.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're using Sense the Unseen for it. There's nothing beyond. I'm not sure where that voice is coming from, but it's not coming from any spirit that you can see.
Okay.
This certainly isn't the type of magic you study. And even his talks, you could tell it's just enough bullshit in it to where it definitely sounds good and it makes sense, but you're kind of doubting the whole whatever this last part is. And hearing the voice, you can kind of pinpoint it a little bit, and he keeps going around this table, these folds of cloth, these vases, and the voice seems to be coming more from like the table than like the overall presence that he seemed to be distracting from.
Mm-hmm.
Would Unswayable Mind have any, like,
No one's
holding
using a
against
mind
this?
effect
Okay.
on you. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
He's not trying to actually do anything to you. He kind of does this. He leans on the table. What? I'm quite dizzy. I believe I made a mistake by weakening. What separates this? There's dark spirits here. Someone has brought something dark. Something evil has attached to someone here, and I want to help them, but I can't now. And he looks and seems to notice you for the first time. They need our help. But please, distance for now. Distance for now. I will be with them shortly. Please. My brothers, my sisters, and the crowd starts sort of turning and looking at all of you as he starts disappearing.
I go
into
into a
the
full
crowd.
charge, just sprinting through these people.
Just start knocking people.
yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I didn't
activate Daunt,
immediately
but
see that.
that's fine.
If you saw us, I'd activate unseen passage.
They're gonna break the masquerade in a huge way.
Can
Well, no, but
activate-
before they would turn, if he.
I mean, you're in the middle of a crowd. You disappear.
Oh, we're in the middle. I
I
thought
can
we were in the.
activate-
No, you
back.
had to push your way through the crowd to see this.
Oh.
Yeah, I would just start barreling through these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll break the mask.
Okay.
I can activate Daunt and
You do you.
repel them.
Don't scare.
Sounds like it'd be helpful.
Don't scare
to me.
me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just repels them.
That's why Evelyn doesn't have it.
You're doing daunt. You're barreling through. What are you two doing?
I'm following Tommy.
Stay behind, Tommy.
Yeah. If
I wanted to flirt with me.
Tommy told me to stay behind him, so I'm also gonna stay behind him. Good luck.
Oh, well, if you go behind him, and then I'll go behind Lady Catherine.
Okay.
If this is a feat of strength to do this, I will rouse for prowess.
You gotta stop saying that, dude.
Why?
Because people are gonna think you're talking about the game and not, you know.
Oh,
I don't miss that in the game.
Okay. Let me check something quick.
Yeah, I don't have a good way to get through a crowd, so I'm
Me
just
neither.
gonna.
So I'm just gonna
Piggyback.
piggyback.
And I'll
I
piggyback.
am a Yoda on Dagobah. You are my Skywalker.
So as people start to turn and go to sort of, you can tell it's not like they truly are like, oh, we need to help you guys. There's no threatening manner, but something about her, just everyone stops and no one's quite able to actually approach and touch you guys. As Tommy very easily, these are all mortals, just push your way through. He's moved into a back room. You kind of, like I said, push your way. Still a lot of people in the way, unless you want to just straight up be hurting these people, throwing them aside. But you could see him. You see where he went. You get into a back room as he sort of stops before he goes through that room to another back door and just turns, looks at you.
Right, mate. Where you going in a hurry?
It's a mighty good show.
Give me an intelligence resolve. Each of you, actually.
Do we
make it
Are we
back to
pursuing
him?
also?
I mean,
in
I was
Tommy's
planning
wake?
on it,
That's what I kind of
but
figured.
I wasn't sure how long it
blood
would
search.
take me.
Yeah, if you want to follow, with
Yeah.
Daunt in
Blood
between
search,
him,
too.
I'll say you're all in there.
Yeah, blood
Forgetful
search.
Mind will help with this.
Or unswayable mind.
Intelligence
That's
result.
Swayable Mind.
Intelligence
Mind?
result.
But how do you have unswayable mind?
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
So,
Ah, here
we get
you
to talk
go.
about mining things.
Oh,
Yay!
So, she remembers the beginning of her embrace. Yeah, we talked about that last time around.
Lying in bed with Angelique.
Yeah. So, my envisioning of this is that she's very headstrong and she's learning how to use like her compel and her awe and daunt and all of these things. She's naturally headstrong. And Angelique is preparing to take her into more kindred society. Very cruel, like wealthy kindred society who want to pick apart every person that comes through, especially brand new kindred. And teaching her how not only to use her abilities to affect other minds, but to protect her own would be like foremost. But also the first thing she would forget because she's more willing to assert her will on people than to protect her own. So it'd be maybe like one of the last things she would remember how to use. So like this coming into her head in this moment would remind her of like a time they spent just talking about fortifying their own minds, protecting them against other kindred, but also against cultural norms and things like that. And it would just be like a very intimate moment where they protect how people see them and see inside of them, but also like how they deal with other people. I don't know if that
Yeah,
paints a picture,
you
but
know, you feel it's learning these things. There's an intimacy there. Sort of as her, she's very protective of you, and her favorite part about you. She would rarely admit was her mind, but you knew it. You were sharp and she liked that. Stubborn and she liked that, though she often complained about it, warned it would get you in trouble. Yet she showed you how to take it beyond stubborn and truly be able to, like you said, fortify yourself against these kindred. You've already been in a society that's often asserted its will on you, what sort of relationship you should have, what sort of lady you should be. And it's taken a lot to carve this little piece for yourself out with Angelique. And the specific instance where you first used this successfully is as she was showing you off, as she loved to do at a kindred event with some of your fellow venture. Classy affair with very powerful people, mostly men. And Angelique had a bit of a stubborn streak as well. The other venture sort of bristled at from time to time, especially this society at that time standing. And one thought it'd be hilarious to seduce you from her. And one known for his charm used his disciplines to put you under his sway, hoping he could make a show of you falling for him at this party, and you played along with it. You let him think the effect worked, but it didn't, because you had fortified your mind against it. Then the look on his face when he paraded you in front of Angelique again, and you embraced her instead of him, that's what you always think of. And that's what you think of now, as you make your roll to fortify your mind against this very charming-looking man who seems quite calm as you all enter, and he realizes he's not going to physically be able to outrun you, so he stops, and he just these deep, just fascinating eyes that sort of just glide across each of you. And go ahead and make your checks. Intelligence plus resolve.
Blood surge.
Yeah, I must have been a blood surge.
So for blood surging, you get to add more dice if you're blood potency, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I get 2 dice, right? On blood potency
Check your
too?
sheet, I think so.
with my presence activated, does
Oh yeah,
that
blood
matter
surge.
at all?
No.
No. And then with my blood potency,
You use it well.
do I roll 2 dice to rouse that, or just 1? Like blood surge or whatever?
It's just in the back. I think it's still just a regular rouse check. I don't know. It'll be on your sheets.
For what? A rouse check. You
yeah.
still roll 1,
Just
but
1.
you
Did I
add.
add 2? No.
You should be adding 2 dice for
Yeah,
blood
okay.
surge. If your potency's 2.
Damn, Gina.
How do I still roll like shit?
Damn, Gina.
Same.
I'm gonna spend a willpower, because I want to do well on this. 5 successes.
I also got 5.
2.
7.
Okay. Tommy instantly forgets who you were even chasing, what you're doing here. You're sort of struck dumb for a second. She looks at the rest of you. So I was telling a friend here there's been some mistake, and yeah, you're not falling for it. Okay, what do you want? I know who you are. Your sudden appearance here is not a good omen. If we need to talk, let's talk away. Yes?
What?
Tommy.
Yeah, can you...
Don't fall
No.
for it.
All right.
Yeah, alright, I get it. It's not a good omen, you say.
No. If this has to do with Mithras, it's not a good thing. And with that, we will call this episode.
Oh man. You didn't get my line in.
Yeah, I know.
Time.
Hop in the next time, see what happens.
Hey,
Who's
follow
the
us on
alarm?
social media. We're on Twitter and on
Since when?
Insta?
and Instas
Insta?
and on the Twitches.
We're all
and,
on the
YouTube?
stuff.
The Twitches,
This
the
stuff's
Twitters,
on
the
the
Instas.
All of it. It's
I'm
Table
on
God.
Tumblr,
Go
but
check
I
us
won't
out.
tell you what my name is.
I'm on
on
Patreon.
Snapchat.
Table God.
I will tell you her name if you check the after show.
Check
I will
out that
tell you her
Patreon.
Tumblr handler.
No.
Yep.
Don't agree.
Patreon. Rah, rah.
Okay, bye.
Patreon.